Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Welcome to another stream where City are going to go trophyless this season as Arsenal. Both teams that battled for the league last season are going trophyless this season. Some people say Pep out. Kevin De Bruyne is probably didn't have his best game. Player of the season, Phil Foden on the bench, of course. 200 million spent in January and no trophies this season. You can beat Crystal Palace, but City were robbed. That is what I think it is. We have Kilk, we have Alf, and we have Dayo. I just have a question before we actually go on the show. Big up Dayo. Dayo, by the way, I didn't put your super chat on MHF, and you understand why. Right? You understood why.
No, I understand why, but I had to do that when someone.
I know that you did. I know, and I appreciate what you did, but I had to calm things down.
I totally understand. I can't stand people insulting other people's parents, so I had to put that super chat up. Like you can't
100%
and insult someone's parents, and I was like, you know what? If you want to curse someone's parents out, then I'm going to curse out your parent. And you see how it feels. Don't just come online and just chat nonsense, you know. So
yeah, we're going to be joined by Patrick. We're going to be joined by Kmack, Liverpool fan. So hit the like button, people. I just want to ask something, to be honest. Alf, can you just face the camera?
Yeah.
Can I ask you something for real, just before you go?
Yeah.
Have you not done a stream before and you cussed me out? And you said something about me? Yes, you did. Right? I just wanted to make sure that that is what happened. Because when they sent me, Kelk and Patrick, that there's someone is joining your channel, you literally did a stream and you cussed me out for like a whole hour, me and Hussam or something like this?
Nah, it was like 50 minutes.
It was only me? Like, so you did that? Okay.
Yeah, I guess you all out because it was the drama with Lee Gunnett and I was like, this is all petty.
Oh,
I guess Lee Gunnett out too.
So you did
I thought
that?
the entire drama was petty, yeah.
Say that again?
I thought the entire drama between you, Hussam, Lee Gunnett, I thought it was petty.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. All right. All right. I hold no grudges, bro. I don't know what you said. I can't remember the stream. All I remember is someone sent me a stream and saying there is a person on the internet that is cussing you out. And,
yeah, that was probably me.
Yeah, okay.
Anyway, I guess that's Lee Gunnett and Hussam in that stream too.
All right,
and there was someone else too. Was it Buffs? No, it wasn't Buffs. It was
Babs or something like this.
A lot of people do that.
Why? Can we know why did you do that?
Well, it was like there was an entire Twitter drama around Lee Gunnett at the time, and it was
It's a little bit slower because your mic is in and out. So.
Oh, sorry. So yeah, it was like around the entire football drama on Twitter around you and Lee Gunnett, and like it was when Hussam, like Lee Gunnar called Hussam fake, and I was like, okay, yeah, some of the stuff he says is over the top on Hussam. I said Lee Gunnar is being very petty here because, okay, you disagree on an opinion, fair enough, but like Lee Gunnar attacks channels. I think I've always been honest in saying that. I like Lee Gunnar, by the way. I like Lee Gunnar, but he attacks channels in a way that I think is...
Anyway, that is not my business. I just wanted to know why me. Forget, I don't care about Lee Gunnar. I care about me. But anyway, big up to you. Guys, it's 400 people in the house. Hit that like button, people. I want to start with Dayo.
Oh, and Mateus is
What did you think of Man City today, Dayo? Were they robbed?
The robbing, look, I'm not even going to speak to that because we all know how bad the officiating is in England. We know that these referees are terrible. So, yes, they were robbed as regards to like the keeper touching the ball outside the 18-yard box. But I think that they were just very, very, this is me being fair. I think they're very unlucky today because the first 30 minutes, Man City was peppering Crystal Palace. Like Crystal Palace literally were defending for their lives in the first 30 minutes. And that goal came out of nowhere. The minute that goal happened, you kind of figured, okay, there's a problem. And then when the second goal, which was, slightly because of the offside, happened again, I was like, City need to be careful. Otherwise, they're going to get hit on the counter. And that's where the problem was. Like, City was throwing everything. At the point, you could see the City formation was 4-6. Like, there were periods in the game where it was like 10-minute spell. It was just 4-6. And I was like, what are you doing? If you get hit on the counter, I mean, Guardiola is in the 18-yard box of Crystal Palace. It's like he's taking shots in the 18-yard box. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what's going on? So I think they were very unlucky not to have scored in the first 30 minutes. And that's the truth because they were the better team in the first 30 minutes. Overall, they're the better team because they had more possession. It's just they didn't do anything with it. And if you don't put the ball in the back of the net, then, hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. When it comes to officiating, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear any, I can admit that, yes, that was a bad call on the referee and VAR side. I can admit that. But I don't want to hear it because all season long, we've been talking about this. When it happens to other teams, they say, oh, you're complainers. You guys complain about the referee. You complain about the officiating. You complain that the calls didn't go your way. I don't want to hear it this time around. We should all know this by now that our teams are going to play not against the other team alone, but against bad referees, VAR, bad calls. We should be that all season through next year. Nobody should. I don't even want to hear those complaints. But if you're saying, effectiveness, Crystal Palace were more effective with the chances that they had. Every single time Crystal Palace went forward, they looked a lot more dangerous. But every time City came forward, it just seemed like Crystal Palace had a solution. When you see a Crystal Palace midfielder actually being the one defending the last shot, like a defender with his hands behind his back, like they worked with each other today. And you didn't see that with City. City did not work with those. Haaland, outside anything else, what did Haaland bring to the game today? You didn't bring any hold-up play. You didn't bring any link-up play. You didn't try any passes. Doku, who was a little bit more on the dangerous one on the left side there, was selfish in the second half. There were times where he would cut in and I'd be like, you just need to lay the ball and let someone take a shot. O'Reilly was there, take a shot. No, Doku is taking shots with his left foot, coming in from the right. It was just, they were everywhere today. City was everywhere today as regards to, what they needed to do. So, yeah, man. I know people are asking where the Crystal Palace fans are. They're out celebrating, which is why Mo asked me to come and help them because all the ones we know are out celebrating right now. They can't be on the show. And since it's a London club, even though we're not rivals with them, but I'm just here speaking on their behalf. I think Crystal Palace deserved the win today after they scored that goal on the way they defended. And
can I tell you guys why Man City fans are not complaining about the referee? Honestly, because they bantered the Arsenal fans all season about complaining about the referee. So now they are holding it in themselves because they don't want to talk.
No,
because
really.
It was a clear
I
robbery.
blame the manager.
Because they bantered Arsenal all season about complaining about the robbery, and now because if this happened against my team, I'll be fuming. And to be honest, with you know what the problem is? It is very obvious that
I blame the manager.
No. Judge Mo, sorry, respectfully.
Let me just finish. Let me just finish. Because Vater on the football. Let me just finish, but my man. Let me just moderate the show. Let me finish. Vater on there. I went to the football terrace and I said right away, that is a clear robbery, right? And he said, and then Kelk and Vator came on and said, we don't complain. I don't want to talk about the referee. So you think it's a robbery, but you don't want to talk about the referee. But you think the decision is wrong. And that could have been to your team. So if you think the decision,
it wouldn't change anything
you
on the game.
it did. You are telling me that in minute 20, Crystal Palace were supposed to play with 10 men and it didn't affect the game. You're telling me that didn't.
We wouldn't change. We wouldn't change.
No, you can't
change our approach.
No, you can't say that.
Manager, it's not
You know why I know we'll change your game. You know why?
Whether was
You know why I
whether
know
was
we'll change your
whether
game.
was 11 players on the pitch or 9 players or 10 players, we were still playing the same way.
No, that's
Yeah,
not
we're
football
playing the same
works.
pass backwards, slow,
Yeah, but that's
ball.
not how football works.
No,
That's not how
no,
football
no,
It does
works.
it does this season under Pep
You
Guardiola.
listen to Manchester City fans on your panel. Yeah, we all agree because we watch this team week in, week out, even pre-season. All us three in here, we all agree. Even if Palace went down to 10 men, we were still playing the same. We would never score a goal. All of them are here. They all agree.
Can I
That's certainly not true.
Can I say something real quick? I think you're wrong because at the end of the game, your manager Pep Guardiola went up to the Crystal Palace goalkeeper and was wagging his finger at him like you should have been sent off because he knew that the game would change if the goalkeeper was sent off, and that's the truth.
Why did it take 85 minutes to make the change?
Let me finish. What I'm saying again is this: your manager at the end of the game, if you thought that it was not a robbery, if he thought that it wouldn't have changed the game, why was he going and having words with Henderson? Why was he going to?
Because he needs next
He lost the plot.
No, because he
because he lost the plot. This season, we
Big
all
up Mac.
seen.
Chris.
Max not gonna get a word in.
Even in. No, I'm not.
That's on your title.
Even
I'm just watching and listening.
Even his backroom staff this season, we all seen they all lost the plot. It happened against Spurs at home. It happened against Spurs at home, and it happened against today in the final. All his backroom staff in there, they all lost the plot.
You're making excuses now. I would beg
no. I'm not making excuses.
If it was 10 men, I'm saying if it was 10 men, Crystal Palace, the game would have changed.
How is that making excuses by saying even if it was 10 men, we would not win the game?
You're taking the easy way out by saying, "Oh, the backroom staff, they lost the plot, blah blah." All of that is not.
No,
all of that is speculative from you. Like the truth is, you're not a member of the back.
But so is saying
no. You're not getting the point. The point is,
I'm talking about the game itself, the game state.
Even with 10 men, we would not win that game.
How do you know this? How do you know this?
Because I know my team. I watch them every week. We've been crap.
So let me ask you a question.
He goes to games.
Hold on. All season, when Arsenal went down to 10 men, why did you come back and equalize?
We're not Arsenal.
No. I'm talking Arsenal City. Arsenal went down to 10 men against you, and you equalized. Yes or no? No. What I'm saying is the game.
Matthias, can I ask you something? Is there any way, Matthias, to remove the green screen? Any way?
I can try, yeah.
Because every time you go back, you disappear from the camera. You know that, right?
How do I?
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go on.
I hope you're all well, everyone, by the way. And big up the chat. And if you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do right now. Well done, Crystal Palace, saving football. Well done, Crystal Palace.
Saving football.
Eddie and Nketiah left Arsenal and won a trophy.
Oh yeah, he already won one with the FA Cup and that as well. So you guys, stop it. You guys should school this. He joined the team. It doesn't matter. The question is, he's won one with him. So when you come and say, Eddie Nketiah won a Chelsea,
and you're all happy.
You want to make noise about that. We're talking about your club. 200 million in January. Your manager could not change a game against Crystal Palace at Wembley in the final where you have done a 4-peat and nobody cares about your 4-peat anymore.
We agree the manager couldn't change the game.
City have lost.
However, you've got a manager 5 years without a trophy.
All of a sudden, while you're talking about
City celebrating like you want to bring Arsenal into Jesus.
This has nothing to do with Arsenal.
What does this have to do with the final?
Exactly. What are we doing here?
Absolutely nothing.
What are we doing here?
It is simple. You guys.
Why is an Arsenal fan in here? You haven't seen a trophy for 5 years. Why are you even mentioning Man City?
Why am I even mentioning Man City? Because you played like crap today. You were asked today.
No, we are shit. We all agree there.
We can admit we're a bad team.
That's all season. So
No,
why
we
you
are
here?
crap.
Hold on.
We've been
Hold
crap
on,
all
hold on.
season. It doesn't
Our
hurt
managers
us.
had a bad season too.
I'll just
Really
say this
bad
to you.
season.
So
Well,
I'm
guess
sorry to
what?
jump in,
Your
yeah. No, I'm
season
sorry
and
to
our
jump in,
season is the
but
same.
you
Hold
are
on. This is not.
no.
Hold on, everyone. We cannot speak over each other because no one can hear us at
Yeah,
all.
I get it.
We
But
need to
your
take
season,
bad as
Arsenal
us.
season, Man City season is the
answer your
same.
question. To answer
We
your
both won
question.
zero
Listen,
trophies.
to answer your question, why is an Arsenal fan talking about Man City? We're here talking about football.
No, Judge, I'm sorry.
Hold on, let me just. We're talking about
Adam,
football.
wait, wait,
Okay.
please. Wait for your
We're
chance.
here. We're
Wait
here.
for your chance.
We're here talking about football, and Mo invited me here to talk about football. It doesn't
Yes.
matter what team it is. So if you're unhappy with the fact that an Arsenal fan is speaking about a game today, which is a FA Cup final between Crystal Palace and Manchester City, where Manchester City played like us and could not break down the Crystal Palace team, and I'm telling you that if Crystal Palace had 10 men, the game could have changed. There could have been a change in the game. If the penalty was scored, the game could have changed. For you to sit there, listen.
I said the game wouldn't change, but you're telling me I make an excuse. The Liverpool fans even disagree. With 10 men, we would never win that game. We would still lose. We're shit. We're crap. And by me saying that, you're telling me I make an excuse. How is that possible?
Backroom staff of what? You're telling me that if it's 10 men, it doesn't change. Like you
No, it doesn't.
Yeah. Oh, you can see the future.
No,
Yes.
I know my team. We are crap. We can play with 10 men.
I think if it was 10 men,
men,
it would have just been more defensive.
Exactly.
It was really defensive anyway. Like,
nothing would
I've got to be
change.
honest.
You got to remember the 10 men we're talking about. The goalkeeper. The goalkeeper
Manchester City had the biggest chances in that game. Like Henderson pulled off some really good saves. Like, he pulled off some really good saves. Yeah, there wasn't much in it. But
take Henderson out then. The save against Doku that he saved. If Henderson had been sent off by then, maybe the next goalkeeper would not have saved that shot that Doku took.
Well, you should know whether he would or he wouldn't. He used to play for yous.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying these are the factors that we can look at and say if it was like I agree that they were robbed with that foul. Henderson,
no, we weren't robbed.
Let me
They
finish.
weren't robbed.
According to
We weren't robbed.
The VAR was awful.
Listen,
it was awful in that game. They got
we all
every single
agree.
decision wrong.
No, listen. We all agree that.
Who's more Arsenal fan in here? We
all agree. Guys, I want to say something. I need to go check out on something in my family here, right? My mom. So I need you guys to hold this show together for 2 minutes. We cannot speak over each other because literally people cannot hear us. We can argue, we can debate, but we need to have turns about who talks. So I'm gonna give it to Kelk, right? And Dayo and Kelk have been here for the majority of the season. Please, guys, we need to have turns and talk. I need to check on something here with my family. So please, Kelk, the mic is yours.
Okay, I'll give my thoughts. First off, I didn't do this on the football terrace, so I want to be gracious and loss. Congratulations, Crystal Palace. The romantic in me was rooting for you, or would have rooted for you in any other situation if it wasn't against my team, because I think it's magical when a team wins a trophy for the first time. So they should enjoy this. And they have 2 Americans on their team, so I'm always going to be excited about that. So I thought they had a game plan. They executed it perfectly. They defended very well. And they won the game. So I can't take anything away from them. I knew when I saw my lineup that trouble was coming. Our manager is obsessed with a few players on our team. And it doesn't matter how poor they are. They play every game that they're eligible to. Today, we saw a midfield of Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva as a double pivot against a team that we knew that was going to transition. So red flag number 1. Number 2 was Akanji being shoved back in the team because no matter how poor that guy is, he's always in the team. And that's been a problem I've had all season. One thing I'll give Pep some credit for this season is, look, we've had a lot of problems and he has found solutions when he's played new players. Like when we got those players in January, Husinov, I thought he was great. Gets dropped for no reason. Nico Gonzalez fixed that big giant hole in our midfield. Gets dropped for playing well. He's gone. And I swear to God, the only reason Marmouche was playing recently is because Holland was injured. Otherwise, all of these signings he made would have been on the bench. So Pep has found solutions with new players. And then as soon as his guys are back, he has to put them in no matter what. and we always fall back into the bad form. And today was another example of that. I thought the lineup was wrong. There was no creativity. That midfield was just painful to watch. I love Kevin De Bruyne. He's my favorite player. It's clear why he's leaving at the end of the season. He doesn't have it anymore. And it's really hard to watch. I mean, like, I've watched him be brilliant for 10 years and, Father Time has caught up to him. And so unfortunately, he's going to have to leave at the end of the season. And I think Bernardo should follow him out the door, unfortunately, because he looks same. Mateus is off screen, but I'll let Mateus talk about Bernardo when he comes back because, you're going to love his opinion on Bernardo. So, yeah, that was just a frustrating midfield. I wanted to see Marmoush and Holland play together like that all season, but that just hasn't really happened because Holland has been out. Should have happened against Southampton, but no, Marmoush is on the bench in that game, and that would have been a nice warm up to it because I do think ultimately Marmoush will be best behind Holland, and then the two of them could feed off of each other. But yeah, just a disappointing game today. I thought the lineup was wrong. I thought the execution was bad. Substitutions once again came way too late. I have to shout out Claudio Echeverri. I thought that guy showed more in 10 minutes than most of the players did all season. I want to see him in these last two games. I don't care if he's 18 and he just came off an injury and he's brand new and doesn't speak the language. I don't care. I want to see him play. He was trying. He didn't succeed. But hey, I really liked the energy he brought to the team. I thought the other players started feeding off of it, and we looked more threatening when he came on the pitch. So I want to see more of that going forward.
Yeah. Guys, hit that like button. Guys, we need to get to at least 200 likes in the next 5 minutes. So hit that like button, people. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Will you sit in for Spurs fans after Europa League? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Sitting in for Spurs fans? I don't know what that means.
He's probably talking to the Arsenal fans.
He's talking to me because I said I'm sitting in for Crystal Palace fans who are celebrating. Nah, I can't sit in for Spurs now. If Spurs wins the Europa League, I'm not going to. I can be honest.
You guys were cheering for Spurs last year, though.
Cheering for Spurs?
Yeah, the last game of the season. The second last game of the season.
I did not. I did not personally. It was Spurs fans who were hoping their team would lose. Remember?
They were doing the Poznan in Spurs Stadium.
Anyway, we're not going there. I thought it was within Arsenal's right to cheer for Spurs because that would make them win the league. Adam, what are you here to say, my man? We never met, but welcome to Footy Judge Mo. Go ahead.
Yeah, we've met on Spaces, but not personally. But you know what I find funny? We're both trophyless, us and Arsenal. So really and truthfully, we both should not be talking. Honestly speaking, the only person on this panel that could even have a conversation is the Liverpool fan. If anything, I don't want to hear a single thing from Arsenal because you're trophyless, I'm trophyless myself.
So we can't
both
speak about
as bad as each other
because we didn't win trophies. We can't speak about football and we can't speak about the game and the game.
Did you not win nothing?
That's not the point.
Did you win something?
Hold on, the conversation is about it's not about winning something.
Answer the question. Did you get knocked out of the Champions League? Yes or no?
Yes. What has that got to do with
very much.
What has that got to do with Crystal Palace?
Wait. No, answer the question. Did you come second place? Yes or no?
We haven't come second place yet. There's still 2 more games to play. Carry on.
Okay, hypothetically, you came second place.
I don't predict.
Are you not trophyless? Are you not trophyless like us, Mo? Mo, that's the question that I'm asking because look, he's trying to pin it on us.
No. I've answered your question. No, so now can I?
1 minute. Calm down. Mo, what I'm trying to say is,
this is
we
Mo.
are as bad as each other.
This is Mo. This is Dayo, Arsenal fan.
Yeah.
Something is playing in the background. I don't know what it is.
Maybe Mateus.
Just give me a minute. I'll come back.
What is this? Is he on Spaces?
Adam's at a wedding. So.
Can I just mention something on the game?
I don't understand. That has got to be the dumbest thing to say. For you to sit there and say, just because 2 teams did not win the trophy, we cannot talk about the football game.
Dayo, leave it, mate. It's okay.
By the way, I have to tell you something.
There's no point.
When Arsenal lose, we have Kilk joining us sometimes. We have Patrick joining us. Kmack joins us. When Liverpool play, we got Dayo joining us. We got Ahmed Man United joining us. Like this notion that because it's City Crystal Palace, only City fans are allowed to join is bullshit. That's not what YouTube is about. So I need people to understand this. Right? I invited Dayo 5 days ago to the show.
Wow,
5 days ago. It is Saturday. I sent Dayo the message on Tuesday to be on the show. So
what I wanted to say was, I mean, it happened to us this season. Like we got beaten in the cup final by Newcastle. Cup competitions can throw up anything. Like it's just one game, and it's just sometimes who wants it more. Sometimes what players you're playing. Sometimes the referee decisions. Like today, obviously had a lot of controversy in it. Like the VAR was awful today. Like it was really bad. And sometimes the managers just have a bit of a madness. And I don't know at the moment. Like I feel like Pep maybe just has a bit of a madness in cup finals. Like you've lost the last two now. It's a bit crazy. He loses it a bit. Like not bringing any subs on till like what the 78th minute or something stupid like that. Like I don't understand the point in that. Like how are you supposed to change the game? Like if you don't bring anyone off. But yeah, for me, it was a bit like the Newcastle game. Like they came with a plan and they planned. They really practiced for a long time for that game. Like it was like the Newcastle one where they came and they just knew how to play against us and how to make our threats not threatening. Like, and they did exactly the same to you guys. And fair play to them. Like, there's some bloody good managers in the Premier League now at the lower league, at the lower sides. Like Glasner is a good manager. Like, and I just think it's going to be really interesting next season with Palace in Europe. Like, are those players going to leave? I don't know. Like, is anyone going to get Eze and Wharton?
Can I ask you something for real?
Yeah, they're going to get. I think
before I go to Alf, I want to ask you, Max, something before I do the super chats and go to.
Yeah.
Do you look at the City team? They spent 200 million in January. Are you worried about them next season?
I think what's really interesting is like he hasn't played any of the players that he spent loads of money on. Like, what was the point in buying them in January? Like I thought those were the defender and the midfielder that was supposed to give you
Khozanov and Nico Gonzalez didn't play, only Marmoush.
Yeah,
Nico Gonzalez is the midfielder he's asking about.
It's crazy though. Like they were bought for energy in those areas because you didn't have it anymore because of like obviously Walker.
And then he starts Bernardo and Gundogan today.
Yeah, all his legs have gone. Like, but it's a bit odd. Man City are always going to be a threat, like because Man City could go and do a madness and go and spend like 300 million in the next couple of weeks. They just could. Like they're just capable of doing that. And that's the worry because like they may go and get Wirtz, they may go and get Reinders. Like you put those two into the team, Jesus, that's an insane midfield.
Watch this.
And Morgan.
Watch the super chat. As much of Henderson should have been sent off, we still had 55 minutes to score. This team is full of average players and the football is boring. It was always boring. Other than the second half of the triple season. It was always boring. But because you were winning, it wasn't boring.
Sorry, Judge, I had to jump out.
I agree. Like 55 more minutes to score. I'm just pointing out that I've seen games change once the player gets sent off. It gets a little bit more defensive, but I've also seen this same City team, as bad as they've been this season, when they play against 10 men, they find a way to get over those 10 men somehow, some way, all season this season, as bad as they've been. So my point is, if we're going to look at their track record this season and how they've played against 10 men, I hinge my money on the fact that if Henderson had been sent off and they brought in their second goalkeeper and they're playing 10 men, that second goalkeeper does not do as well as what Henderson does because he hasn't played consistently like Henderson all season.
Can I just ask you one question?
That's why I thought
Can I do the rest of the super chats before you ask a question?
Yeah, just that question. Yeah.
Mo, get rid of the whole panel, only Liverpool. I get it, AMT. You're being sarcastic. I was warned. Thank you so much for the super chat.
That's really harsh.
Big up Glasner. Amorim out here failing with momentum. Bro, Ruben Amorim, if he doesn't win the Europa League, he's cooked. Cooked. And I'm telling you, he's going to be cooked.
You know what I'm calling it now? I'm calling it the Sakiko.
Yeah, it's El Sakiko, 100%.
Whoever loses that gets sacked.
Bro, if Amorim doesn't win the final, he's sacked. But I want to be honest with you, I'm just going to say this. City fans are getting away with this. They banter everyone. I'm not sure about you, Matthias, but I'm talking in general. You guys banter Arsenal. You bantered Liverpool. Now you win. You spend 200 million in January just for you to stumble upon top 5 and you lose the cup to a Crystal Palace team and you go trophyless. Imagine, I just want everyone here in the panel and everyone on this chat, there's over 600 people, and I want you guys to be objective. I want to just put now a situation for you. Imagine if Arsenal, they were struggling during the season, and they had injuries, Saka and Odegaard, and they spent 200 million in January, and they didn't win a trophy. I want people to imagine the banter and the shit house that people will talk to Arsenal to. But because City won the league last season, it is fine. I get it.
I can answer
Won 4 in
that.
a
They
row.
won 4 in a
and
row, which
treble.
is fine. 4 in
Yeah.
a row. But if Arsenal spent 200 million in January and they had the same performances like City, they'll be slaughtered in the media.
I can answer that for you. The truth is, I don't think people have been listening to City fans at all. I think they're just watching the games and making their own judgments. We've been crap all season. There's no hiding. Yeah. There's no referees. It's all about the players, the manager, the fans. We all been crap. Yeah. We all have been crap this season. The managers, his in-game management, tactics, system, way of playing has been poor. The players, the mistakes in games, not scoring easy chances, it's on them. Everything just been crap. There's no hiding place. Yes, we have spent lots of money in January trying to address things. Yeah, we did. But obviously things are not working out. However, it's not because of the players. Yeah, it all comes down to the manager. Yeah, because when you've been at the job for so long, yeah, it happens to any single football club. Any manager who's been at the club with the same group of players for 6-8 years, and they've been really successful. They've won 6 Premier Leagues, Champions League, Club World Cup, whatever, FA Cups and Carabao Cups. They've won everything. They've won 19 trophies. So even going to, if you guys remember, going to title challenge with Liverpool, title races with Liverpool, Arsenal. Yeah, when it comes down to the end of business of the season, like March, April, May, City always seems to get the job done. It wasn't pretty, but the players always seems to get the job done. So we are going to this season where we've been really poor and we've been fighting for Champions League. The manager will trust the players that in the past they were trying to get get the job done in terms of lifting the league title. So if the goal is Champions League, he will have the same players. Right, I trust these guys to make it happen. It happens with Jurgen Klopp. Why is he playing James Milner all the time? Why are we playing Ederson? These guys they can't do it anymore. But James Milner and Ederson, they're the ones that lifted him the Premier League title and the Champions League. That the trust is there in them players. So it's kind of hard for manager who's been at the same position for far too long with the same players to all of a sudden, I just need to move on from these players. There's a trophy on the line. There's a Champions League spot. He will put a trust in them players that got him over the line throughout those years. It's just human thing. However, we as the fans, we've already had enough of these players. We want them gone. But the manager doesn't seem to see the same way as we are seeing. But at the end of the day, yeah, when I hear people on the panel saying that, the only reason Man City fans are not talking about the referees is because Arsenal has been talking about Arsenal fans being mentioned the referees throughout the season. Well, the referee wasn't the reason why we lost the game. We all agree. Like, even we've seen this team. We know every Man City fans knows what they're talking about because we've seen our team week in, week out. We can play against 10-man Palace. Yeah, we will not score a goal. We didn't look like scoring a goal today. We could have been playing up until now. We would have not scored a goal. We would just put a lot of balls in the box. They were just being cleared out. This is not a referee problem. This is management problem. This is system problem. Yeah, this is players problem because there's lack of creativity on our side. After 1 hour into the game, the players they don't know what to do with the ball. Yeah, even throw-ins, 10 minutes to go, they were taking ages. They were kind of discussing who is going to take the throw. Just put the ball in the pitch. What are we doing?
You know
Yeah.
what, yeah, Matthäus?
The ball goes to the goalkeeper. He passes to centre halves. Yeah, the centre halves are like, where am I
Matthäus.
going to pass the ball to? This is not
Matthäus.
down to referee. It's just poor management. Are the players being overcoached? Or
Yeah, Matthäus, but Matthäus. You see Etcheverry, yeah? There was a pass. Gundogan had just come on. Etcheverry too. There was a pass. I don't remember who played it. Gundogan stood there, waited for the ball to come to him. Etcheverry went to the ball, picked it up, tried to move it forwards. Etcheverry was trying to take responsibility. Gundogan, treble captain, stood there watching. That is the difference. You have played with hunger, and you have outlawed guys.
You know what? I will say. Big up the Man City fans, by the way, and the content creators, because I totally agree. Like all season, Man City have not blamed anything else apart from their actual team. Like they haven't gone for the refs. They haven't gone for it's Rodri's missing. Like they haven't blamed anything apart from poor management, poor players on the pitch. Like, and you're absolutely right by what you say about Pep Guardiola keeps on going back to the well, because he actually brought one of the players back who he let go because he was panicking that he couldn't get the best out of them again.
we
So
having a meltdown every time
Gundogan
a
back.
lineup drops.
But Matthias,
Oh, yeah.
you know,
This is
before,
facts.
but Matthias, like what I said on
melt up
Patrick's
every
show.
lineup.
No, but
Every
Matthias,
lineup,
before,
yeah. Watch your Man City reaction when it's Man City playing. When the lineup drops, look, we
but
just
Matthias, I said it on
You're
Patrick's
having
show,
a
though.
meltdown.
But Matthias, before this game and that Southampton game, he had something that was working. Why change it? That's what I'm not understanding. Yes, yes, you could say, some people may say we're riding on luck and everything.
And it's not
That
like
we
we're
were
playing
riding
3
on
games
luck.
a week. We have 8,
But
9 games,
no,
8, 9 days between
no, what I'm
games.
trying to say is that
There's no
we
need
had
to change.
something. We had something that was working. Why change it? That's what I'm not
Because
understanding.
that's what I've already answered this question, because he's playing the players that he trusts. Yeah, the players that got him over the line. Yeah, Akanji, Bernardo Silva, Gundo,
At some point,
KDB.
you've got to
Even
move away from
before
them.
Walker left, yeah, he was playing Walker every week. Why? Because he trusts the guy. Yeah, when you've been in that job with the same group of people for 8, 9 years, then people become more than just a players for you. Yeah, especially them who even going to title races with Liverpool and Arsenal, where every single game from March all the way to May is a must win. Doesn't matter how you play, doesn't matter play football, just go out win the game. That's all. Yeah, the players were doing that. It comes to a point where the legs are gone. When your legs are gone, when you're physically tired, you're like literally you start becoming mentally tired as well, because the passes that you used to see, because you're so tired mentally, you have no motivation whatsoever, you don't play that ball. And that's why even with the transfer window in January, we were all crying, right, okay, play the new guys. Yeah, because these same group of players like KDB, Bernardo, Gundo, they've been told by the football club that they're going to be sold in the summer. What's the motivation for them to go out there on the pitch, lift the cup for you, or even try to win a Champions League spot for you? It's the new guys you've just bought, yeah, that they know, right, okay, I'm in the future of this football club and I'll be relied upon next season. I need to make sure I get onto that pitch and I win and I want to make sure I'm in the Champions League next season. Because the old guys that you're playing week in, week out, they're going to be, whether we finish in the top 5 or not, they don't care. They're going to be in Saudi or MLS. They don't care whether we finish in Europa League. Hence, you need to play the likes of Echeverry. Where is Nico Gonzalez? You went to Porto. You need a DM. You went to Porto and you spent 60 million euros or whatever. Yeah. And we played against Leyton Orient. He done well. He got injured in that game. You came out on the press conference and you've said it. This guy is the mini Rodri. As soon as you said it, yeah, we haven't seen that guy on the pitch. Last time we saw him was to play 2 minutes of the stoppage time, and we barely see him on the pitch. What's the point of you got there in January? Yeah, pay 60 million, bring a DM, praise him in the press conference, and we don't see him again. Why?
That's inexcusable in my book.
Enough. Oh, fan base are making excuse. Oh, he doesn't know how to speak English. Aguero came into this league without saying hi in English, and he was banging goals. When you're good enough, football is universal language.
Matthias, last time I checked,
you're a defender.
last time I checked, you don't need English to play football. You just
He's
play
the
football.
guy we wanted, by the way.
Was it a problem when he was talking Vinny?
Why is
Jr.?
he not on the squad?
Matthias.
Oh, he doesn't know how to speak English.
No, Matthias, what I don't understand is, Matthias, what does the dialect of him talking have to do with him playing football?
Yeah, let me just say one thing, Adam, and the last thing is, some City fans, I keep making excuses. Oh, the players need to adapt. They need to, it takes time. Yeah, I get it. It is true. Some players, especially coming to a new league, especially coming to this country, they need to adapt because we play football in a different way. However, you adapt playing football on the pitch. You don't adapt on the training ground or be on the bench. Because what's going to happen? Let's say you go out there in the summer and you spend let's say you bring a marquee signing. Are you going to stick him on the bench because he also needs to adapt? Or you're going to put them straight on the starting 11? These are things. So it takes time. Let them a year. I get it. It does take time sometimes. However, players need to adapt on the football pitch, not on the training ground, on the bench. Yeah, because Kusanov, I haven't seen Kusanov in 3 months. I haven't seen Nico Gonzalez. Well, I saw him two games ago.
Last time he started was the Everton game.
Yeah, I haven't seen Rico Reyes. Oh, they new signings. They need time. Okay, so we're going to summer. We're going to buy 5 players. So are you telling me that those 5 players won't start? Because it takes time. They have to wait 6 months until they get a start in the Premier League. What's happening here? It's not acceptable.
I'm saying this. There are players in their way who need to be removed from this team. I've been saying that for a long time. It's Bernardo Silva. It's Ilkay Gundogan. It's Manuel Akanji. It's Mateo Kovacic. These kind of players. The manager
doesn't want to get rid of them. Do you see any indication that the manager wants to get rid of them? No,
he doesn't want to. That's where the sporting director comes in and does his job.
Yeah, but
Hugo Viana has to do his job. He has no
our sporting director went on, got a new defensive midfielder, and Pep said, on the bench with you. It don't matter what our directors do, as long as Pep says, yeah, I'll play with Bernardo
Nico
Silva.
Gonzalez is the only option because all the other 4 are removed from the team. He has to play him. There will be no other choice.
Can I say something? Are we making an excuse for Pep? Is that what we're doing as City fans? I think so. Because
not really.
No. The thing is, I know we're blaming. I know we're blaming him, but I think we're giving him a bit of a pass on the age of the players. Because I know people are gonna say Inter is in Italy, but I don't care. I think these players, if they were coached a certain way, he was gonna succeed. Do you know what's happening to us? That guy Carl, I know that Carl goes overboard. He's our friend and goes overboard.
Did you say Carl?
So look, our friend Carl in our group chat, our city group
we
chat
need to get Carl on now.
For Dayo and everybody, guys on the panel, he warned us that this manager, these players are getting tired of listening to the same voice. He told us at the end of last season. And guess what we told him? We told him to F off.
You want Arteta out, though.
Wow.
Listen.
Wow. You want to talk to me about hearing the same voice?
I know. That's what I'm saying. So, do you know what we told him? We told him, like, shush yourself. We just won 4. He's like, I get it. But it's like, watch the games at the end of last season. We were struggling. And this guy's system has been exposed. Rodri and Philip Foden were the ones who carried us. And we said no. At the beginning of the season, I started seeing issues in this team. This football we are playing where we pass. Maybe Arteta is right. Pick up to Arteta. Maybe I have been saying Arteta is a fool for trying to change things. Maybe you have to change. The thing about it is, do you know what teams are doing? Crystal Palace and Forest are just sitting back, watching us play around with the ball, and all they're doing is one counter and the killers. And the teams seem to have figured us out. And do you know what made me laugh today? The Crystal Palace manager chickened out Pep. He told him, if you play your same system, we are going to beat you. Guess what? Pep Guardiola panicked and played 4 attackers and did not play the last system, thinking that he was going to get beat, but he got slapped today. I'm telling you guys, I think some of these players will go to other teams and they will play better than us. I think Bernardo Silva will go to another team and play better than he's playing at City. I think the issue, as everybody on the panel is saying, as I've said on my channel, is the system, and it's not even the player's age. I think you can still play these players and still manage top 4. I think we're giving this guy, sometimes we're giving him an excuse saying, oh, he's struggling with top 4 because the players are old. I don't think so. I think any other manager could have played a system with the same old players and got top 4 so easily. And you know what's more insulting? Wait, Adam, let me finish.
In January?
Adam, let me finish. The other issue with this guy is he has the balls now. After we've been asking for Echeverri, because City fans have been crying for Echeverri, he's like, oh my God, here is Echeverri for you in the last 10 minutes to do something. Like, that is embarrassing. That is very embarrassing. Like,
No.
Olo.
my mom is telling me that somebody's pressing the bell downstairs and buzzing. So anyway,
right.
what I was about to say, the issue with Pep Guardiola, I think it's arrogance, and if we don't change the system, we're gonna struggle. And I think it doesn't matter if we buy verts or 100 verts, as people say, we're still gonna struggle. And today, to be honest, it was more embarrassing. But anyway, big up to Crystal Palace. You won a trophy against this shitty City team.
Let me deal with these super chats before I go to Olo and Dayo and their rivals. It's almost similar against Southampton. Crystal Palace scored. Yeah, that's the difference. But Crystal Palace have way more quality than Southampton, to be honest. Hakai Vibes is that congratulations to Palace. All this talk from City fans about a 4-peat, yet the Arsenal is still a bigger club. No wonder we always on your lips.
We're just bantering Dayo.
Yeah, but the first thing that City fans said is that Arsenal haven't won a trophy as well.
Yeah, they have. That's
Let me do the next one. That's a fact. It's a fact. But you know, if the first thing you think about is the other team, that means they are in your head. If you aren't thinking about your team, I want to give you an example.
3 games to go,
Hold on.
What do you mean,
Hold on, people. Here, hold on. I'm going to tell you. If Inter lose the Champions League final and lose the league, I promise you, I will never think about AC Milan not winning a trophy and being 7th. I will say my team failed, and I promise you guys, I didn't even watch the cup final between Milan and Bologna. I went out with my wife.
Yeah, but Judge Mo, no one is speaking about Arsenal.
Let me finish. When you guys started, I think the first thing that was said that, but Arsenal and Man City are trophies this season.
Who said that?
Why is Arsenal mentioned there? I can't remember.
Judge Mo.
It was me who said it. It was me who said it.
The first thing, so I think Adam, someone, I can't remember who, there's a big panel.
Yes, it was me who said it. I said it.
The first thing on the stream that someone said was Arsenal and City are trophies. Arsenal didn't play the cup final today.
Because it's Adam. 90% of friends, Adam's friends, they are Arsenal fans.
But that means they are in his head.
Yeah,
they are in his head. They are in his head. This guy, you don't know this guy. You don't know this guy.
You don't generalize all the Man City fans based on Adam.
I know. By the way, it's an Arab thing. Okay, guys, I'm just gonna say this on the channel for the first time. The people that only live in the Arab world, it's an Arab thing. We Arabs, we say instead of saying most or some, we say all, and we don't mean all. It's not every single City fan. For example, when we say Arsenal fans are Arteta in, it doesn't mean every one of them. When we say Arsenal fans turned on Arteta, it doesn't mean all of them. But that's just an Arab thing, so excuse us. Mo, one question for the panel. When do the world get an answer about the 115 charges? The world is waiting, Mo. That thing died. It's May. They said it's in autumn. Didn't they say? It died.
Man, have shame. We just lost the final and you're talking about 115. Have some shame, man. Have some shame.
We got a charge off. Give us a break.
It's 130 charges now, not 115.
No, it's 114 because of the handball. 114 now. They take one off.
They've taken one off.
They take one off because of the handball.
This is embarrassing, though. Isn't
that's the thing, Judge Mo.
Why is it embarrassing?
No, Judge Mo.
Why is it embarrassing?
Do you know why it's embarrassing? Wait, let me answer. Do you know why it's embarrassing? The reason why City season is more embarrassing than other people's season, even more embarrassing than Arsenal season for ending second, more embarrassing than Liverpool's season when they failed to win the trophy, is because unlike these teams, we went in January and spent money. That's why it's embarrassing. These other guys, right? When Liverpool were in the shits, when Van Dijk was struggling, these guys tried to buy, but they could only loan, and they went to get players that were just on loan who are useless players. Arsenal, when things were difficult for them, when they became second, when Saliba was injured that time, they did not go and buy in January. We went to January and spent money on Mamouche, who was the top goal scorer in Europe. Then we went to Kosanov, who was wanted by many teams, and he was a very promising defender. Nico Gonzalez was playing as a very good holding midfielder. So that's why it's embarrassing. We have failed to salvage even a Carabao Cup while we spent in January. It's embarrassing. I think
FA Cup, bro. FA Cup, no Carabao.
No, Patrick, I'm sorry.
We lost
No,
that.
Patrick, I'm sorry. I
We
disagree
lost the
with you.
Carabao.
No, Mo Judge. You know why I disagree with Patrick? We came off, coming off of a treble, and winning the Premier League 4 times in a row. How many times have these Arsenal, tried attempt to win it?
Why are you talking about Arsenal? Why are you talking about Arsenal? Why are
You
you
should
talking
have
about
got
Arsenal?
Arsenal now,
Patrick.
please.
Why are you talking about Arsenal?
It's the truth.
You even do my head in.
Man, what are you talking about
I hate
Arsenal?
Arsenal.
Why are you talking about Arsenal? Why?
Patrick,
You know what?
Patrick, do you know what it is? I'm going to say it's an.
I can't believe we're agreeing here, Dayo, but we
Wait.
are.
It's an insecurity here. It's a need
me,
to
It's a
feel
confidence
relevant.
for me.
He
I
needs
just
to
can't
make
help
some
it.
new friends.
So
No,
it's a need-
honestly, Adam,
Wait,
you need
sorry,
some new
sorry.
friends, bro.
Sorry, it's
Because
not. It's not.
all your
wait,
friends
sorry.
are Arsenal fans, yeah,
You hear me?
and it's not affecting your brain.
Yeah, Olo, we
need to
hear
make
you. Go
new
ahead,
friends,
Olo.
bro.
Go
I was
ahead,
gonna
Olo.
say,
Olo.
Okay, first of all, it's not because of friends, because you're doing this to a bunch of random people you don't know. It's an insecurity. It's maybe you want to do a banter, but it's not really working because actually we're both in the same crap right now. Whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Man City, whether it's Everton, we're all doing win. So
Our crap is worse. Our crap is worse.
I understand. So let's talk a little bit about the game, a little bit about Man City, a little bit, right? And Patrick, you know what? You deserve this because I told you your accent has made things worse for me this season, and finally I've been waiting for this.
What's wrong with my accent? This is the Malawian accent.
I know. I'm just messing with you.
You know
But-
what? You're not the first one. My accent actually got me.
I told you. It's not what you say, it's how is the way it sounds when you say it. No, but let's first of all, Man City, let's talk about it. First of all, look, your team is aging, and it's aging very quickly. And you're starting to see, I mean, the sort of difference between that Fort Pete's sort of peak. If I don't forget the Fort Pete's, I'll say the treble, that sort of peak and what you are right now is night and day. I think Man City fans have to accept that you're not that team anymore. In the same way that for an Arsenal fan, we had to accept very quickly that the Invincibles were not the Invincibles anymore. They were shot. By the time we got to the Champions League final, they were shot. They were not the same team anymore. I think the problem that City now have is Pep is the personality. Pep is the sort of, he's the, I don't want to say aura, but he's the main thing of Man City right now, right? And if he is finding it difficult to find ideas, if he's finding it difficult to change things, there is no one there to check him in place, right? So you guys are complaining about, right, he's brought new players, he's not playing them. Like, when a manager has that sort of power where he can make the decisions, you start to see these problems. The same thing happened with, again, I don't want to use Arsenal, but I use Arsenal. The same thing happened with Wenger. Wenger became bigger, almost bigger than the club, and it was very hard to challenge him, right? You saw the thing about Ferguson. What made Ferguson so good was that he used to bring people to challenge him every 2-3 years, and Pep has done that traditionally, right? Because he's brought in Arteta. He's had he's had a few different assistant managers.
But this year, you know, all he did this year. This year, do you know what he did? He brought back He brought back a guy who was his friend.
1 month,
I think
Lilo,
that's
that
the
guy's
issue.
trash.
Yeah, he brought back a guy who
That
was
guy
his
doesn't.
friend.
He's a yes man.
So there's this situation now where City, you're in. I'll put this. I knew something was wrong with City this season. When at the start of the season there was celebrations for Gundogan coming back. For me, that was a problem.
Thing to say.
I know, but
I'm on stream with you. You say Gunda back.
Yeah, but I said that as well.
It gets the reason why it gets me because like it just felt like you should be past him.
You can't move forward.
You should be
struggling to move forward. Yeah.
It felt like you're trying to get the sort of yesteryear.
Honestly,
nostalgia.
Honestly, it started last season when we renewed Kyle Walker's contract. We
Hmm.
should have let Kyle Walker go after the treble when he wanted to leave, and Pep took him out to dinner, and then we got his magical contract extension. That was that started the stagnation.
So there's a lot.
To say that Walker did well. That's what I somewhat disagree with.
Sorry.
You know what it
At
reminds
the
me
time,
of?
Walker
I've
did
said
very
this
well.
before.
So.
I've said this before on this channel, and there was some Manchester City fans that were here. It reminds me of what Liverpool done. You've done exactly the same as what we done. You renewed contracts that you probably shouldn't have renewed, so you've got players going over the peak age. You also didn't refresh your squad when you'd won everything, which is what we did as well. Like when we challenged for everything, and we only come away with two of the Tin Pot Cups, and we didn't win the league and we didn't win the Champions League, but we went for every single competition, and we literally drained every single drop of talent and energy out of those players.
In our
we
case,
didn't refresh.
Yeah, you can see we're doing
in our case, that's
You've
not
done the
manager.
same. You've done the same.
That's not the club, because the manager himself, he came out and said, out of his own mouth, he said the club wanted to rebuild the squad in the summer. I told the club not to, because
this is what always saying, that this man is too big for this club. He's too big for the club.
The board, the sporting director, the CEO, they look at that team that won the 4-pit and it went to the manager's office and say, right, we need to rebuild this squad right now this summer. And the manager himself, no, I still trust in these guys. Let's wait until next
That's what Jurgen did.
Yeah,
That's what Jurgen did.
Sorry, hold on.
Yeah, same thing, literally.
You know the funny thing, right? Having said that, I think that's also because someone like Pep is the greatest manager of this recent generation that we've seen. Let's not talk. I won't sit here and try to banter and be like, no, categorically, in the last 10 years, the best manager of all time is Pep Guardiola. No, everybody agrees to that. I think that gives him.
Don't calculate.
No, that's true. The last 10 years.
You saw it.
That's true.
Yeah. And that in itself is a pedestal high enough for a manager to tell sporting directors like, hey, I still know what I'm doing with these players. And because of that pedigree, it's hard for them to fight him and say, no, you need new players. And of course, he trusted and believed in his system, trusted and believed in the fact that he was going to be able to try and like get one more out of these players. But I think what he failed to realize is other managers in the last 4 or 5 years have been studying this system that he's created. Pep created a new style of football that people have been studying how to break it down for years. And I think towards the end of last season, you began to see that teams were no longer
that out. They figured out.
The first thing they
It's
figured
the
out was
exact thing that happened to Jurgen, and we had to go to the inverted.
They were no longer afraid.
Got figured out.
Yeah, they were no longer. Teams are no longer afraid. That's the first thing. That fear that City had before. Look, City of 3 years ago, City of 2.5 seasons ago, City of 3-4 seasons ago, bro. Let me be honest with you, man. I'm an Arsenal fan. Every time we go to play them, I was panicking. Like my blood pressure was high before the game, after the game, during the game. Now, like I'm watching City play, and I'm just like, yeah. I'm like, and I think that in itself, is something.
Also,
that comes down to there's a lot of ego going around, because, but even during the January transfer window, before the January transfer window opened, he come out and said, we need some help. We need new players. Well, the club, the 200 million, everyone think, oh, we should spend 200 million in January. Well, we didn't spend anything in the summer. That 200 million was meant to be spent in the summer. So we went out there. Pep Guardiola at the beginning of the season, he put on his mind, I can still get a tune out of these players. Hence, he decided, right, let's keep the same squad. Halfway through the season, he realized, right, okay, we might need a few helps in there. We might need a few new players in the squad. The club went out there. Okay, yeah, no problem. Yeah, we've got to bring an attacking player, a holding midfield, and a couple of centre backs, because we had no centre backs.
With the injury crisis, yeah.
Everyone was out. We're going to bring a couple of centre backs, a midfielder in, and an attacking option. They went out there. They addressed the problem. Now it's down to the manager, whoever it is, to make sure them players are fully utilized. Because if they not, they would just start looking like a waste of money. Yeah, because the point is they went out there, they bought an attack in the midfield because they believed, that is what the team needs. So when you were going to games and you still not playing the midfielder that they just got you in January, or even put the attacking player on the bench, well, what's the point of signing them?
Do you think
Against Southampton,
can I
Marmoush was on the bench after playing 7 games in a row and scoring goals.
Can I ask you a question? Do you think that maybe Pep was thinking, or Pep is thinking, look, I'm going to move on KDB, I'm going to move on Silva, I'm going to move on all these guys in the summer. These guys are going to leave. These new players are going to get their chance in the preseason, the Club World Cup. They'll, I'll get to work with them then. Like the season, I'm asking, maybe you think that his mentality was, let me just salvage Champions League position, top 4. With what I've got, instead of throwing something new into the mix that will make it difficult for me, let me just rough it through with these guys.
I get your point. I get your point. But the question I'm going to ask you is, would you rather bring in the new players that to actually get you Champions League football, because they are the ones who are going to be playing Champions League football anyway?
I get it. I'm saying
you would stick with the players that you want to get rid of in the summer to get you Champions League football. Who's going to be motivated between the two?
Pep literally said that he just wanted his guys back. He didn't want new players. He's like, I just want my team back. Like he is addicted to this group of players, and like you can see they're not good enough anymore, and that cost us this season. The undying loyalty to them cost us this season.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something on that? Yeah. 2 seconds. Yeah. I think what's really interesting is this feels like deja vu to me, but with a different manager. Because what it feels like is Pep was leaving, just like Jurgen was leaving, and he wasn't signing a new contract. Then he done a 360 because the club begged him to stay. And now he's realised, you know what? I'm not hacked for this anymore. And I think he's going to do what Jurgen did, and he's going to probably scrape top 4, and then he's probably going to leave and say, "Look, I've given it all I can. I need a rest." That's what it feels like.
I think he needs that because we see a manager.
He's got way too much power. He's got way too much power again.
He's not. He hasn't got that hunger to win trophies anymore. We've seen his body language on the touchline. It feels like.
I disagree. I'm sorry. I disagree with that. Pep, sorry.
No,
I disagree with that. Sorry. Pep is a madman. Pep fixates on the game. It's not like what we saw with Klopp, where he said he fell out of it. I don't think Pep ever stops thinking about the game. I think what is the reality is this. Listen, first of all, shock horror. Managers actually talk during the off-season regarding their tactics. They actually, if you go to they do their UFC licenses over and over again, they actually look at the same tactics over and over again, which is why most of them start moving towards, on a whole, the same sort of approach at playing football, right? So that's why it's not like sometimes it's not as surprising to managers how to set up. I think the reality is just that other teams are getting better as well. And as City fans also, and even as Arsenal fans and as Liverpool fans, at some point, we'll all have to accept the fact that teams are getting better. Teams are getting more technical. The gap between the top and the bottom isn't there. I think Pep wants to win every title that's available. The reality is that sometimes you come across a team who just set up well and figure out how to beat you. And that's football. And the dominance that Pep once had will start to fade. In the same way Ferguson's dominance started to fade, same way Ancelotti's has started to fade. It's like football moves on, unfortunately. I don't think Pep doesn't want to win trophies. I just think, unfortunately, you've come to a rough patch, and City fans, you have to accept it.
But does it matter which the case is? The fact is
so you've just agreed with me
right now.
No, look, we're not denying that teams get better. Look, 100% teams get better. But what we're trying to say is that, another thing for me as well, Matthias, the occasions where I have seen the kids come on, such as Nico O'Reilly, come on, I've seen more hunger in them than the senior players. But guess what? He got dropped. Because I'm not saying he had a great game, but he got dropped. But I saw more hunger in him than what I've seen in Gundogan the whole season, or in Ruben Diaz, or in any of the senior players.
Oh God!
No, it's the truth, Kelstar.
No, I'm just the Ruben Diaz. We have a running joke in our fan base that
No,
Ruben
because-
Diaz
no,
is-
because you
he
know the
plays
truth
better
is
when he's
Kelstar.
single and he has a girlfriend right now. So
No,
now he's not good.
Kelstar, it's the truth, yeah. Ruben Diaz
Maya
has been
Jama.
horrendous. And look, the only person I
Whatever
could
his
see in that back line that has been great, yeah, has been Guardiola.
And he's been playing out of position most of the season.
And that's the worst
It only
thing.
took 2
is that-
seasons for him to play what we bought him
Kelstar,
for.
and that's the
There's
worst
too many
thing is
players
that
in front of him.
Kelstar, that's the worst thing. He's a centre back playing at left back, but he's been 100 times better than what Ruben Diaz has been.
Can I ask the big
No.
question? So who's Pep
Ruben
out?
Diaz-
Who's Pep out? Are you Pep out, Adam?
Who?
Who's
Nope.
Pep out? Are you
Hey,
Pep out, Adam?
Olu, put your hand down now. What
No,
is-
no. You
No,
I
no,
want
no,
him
no,
gone.
no, no.
I want him
Adam,
gone.
Are you
I want him
Pep
gone.
out? Are you Pep out?
are you
Pep
are you
out?
gonna let me
The
talk?
rivals are.
Pep out.
And Alf.
Pep out.
Wait. No, Patrick, are you gonna let me talk?
Do you know
Yeah.
what?
To be honest, I've been doing
I've
this for
said-
too long.
No, listen.
Hands
I've not said-
up
look,
when Pep's
Patrick,
around.
I'll
I
pep
want him
out
out.
and leg.
Listen.
Pep
Okay,
out.
Yeah.
let me say my piece, Patrick. Yeah,
Everything's going
I've said
on.
my point and my point of view, and I'll stick by that. There you go,
Are you Pep out?
Patrick. I've said
Adam
what I've said. Yeah, I've said what I've said, and I'll stick by that. If he doesn't get me what I said, yeah,
Out. Question.
no,
Yes or
Patrick. Like what I said, no. I'm not gonna say yes or no. What I've said,
not?
Patrick knows what I've said. Yeah, if I don't get what I want, I'm sorry. It may be time to go.
So that
You
means
said
you're
if
pep
he-
out then.
He said if
Adam
Pep
is,
doesn't
yeah.
get a Champions League spot, he wants Pep gone immediately and sacked. And then he says, and you know what, Dayo? This man is funny. This man thinks in his head that Luis Enrique will leave PSG for City if City don't make
Why
the
not?
Champions.
Why
You
not?
won't. I told
Why
you,
not?
geopolitics. Qatar and UAE don't deal with each other.
This-
If
yeah.
you say so.
That's facts.
I want Pep out because I still know that the guy is a dangerous manager to have around. So the earlier Pep leaves, the better the chances of every other manager winning more stuff. I don't need that guy in this league anymore. He just needs to go.
Exact-
Yeah.
Like
I
you guys,
don't think we're
you
that
guys
club
say-
to just
you can
sack
say what-
somebody after
you
all
can
he's
say what
done
you
for
want.
one
All you
bad season. We just
fans can
sack
say
him.
what you want.
I don't think we're that club.
For my
I-
own
I-
selfish reasons,
I
for
was
my
still
selfish
sticking with the
reasons,
manager.
fuck him out.
I'll still give him. Well, this season
Don't
is
give him another season.
it-
Just
no. Let me finish.
Fire
Let me finish.
him.
Let me finish. This season has been mostly on him. The way this season turned up is on him. Yeah. Obviously, we've got all the injuries there in there, but however, we went into this season knowing that John Stones are going to be injured anyway. Ake the same. Come on, what are we doing here? The least expect injury was Rodri. We knew Rodri would get an injury, but we didn't expect to be out for the entire season because obviously, like he played 60 games, then he went to the Euros, and I think in the final he got off injured in the final when
Yeah, he
Zubimendi
did.
came on. Yeah, but we also we knew like, all right, we need to get a DM, but we didn't. But the thing is, I feel like with the whole thing that happened this season, especially not just with manager with Pep, with the whole he's going through a divorce thing. We don't know how it can affect a human being. I've never been through a divorce before, especially with the marriage that has been going on for like 20 odd years. Also with problems not stepping up, like the likes of Phil Foden, for example. We've seen Phil Foden perform last season. Haaland has been having a poor season. Rodgers not there. The injuries, all of that. There's not. But the manager has been the biggest problem. However, I still think we need to give him at least another season. Got field transfer window, spend
But
To
more
be
why
money.
honest with you guys,
I
think
you
think
are
why-
he needs to
spoiled.
fix
Hold
this
on, man.
mistake.
you.
You are so spoiled. I think I know that you have been a City fan for a while, right, Matthias? And I know the rest of you have been City fans for a while. But for you, after winning 4 league titles and you winning a triple and having one bad season, you guys are saying that the manager is this and that. That is not how football works.
No, but it's the stand.
Don't tell me standard.
Mo, it's
How
the, it's
football
the,
works.
Mo,
That is
Mo,
not how
Mo,
football
no,
works.
Mo,
We all
I
know
agree with
that.
you. I agree
That's
with you.
not
You know
how
this, I agree.
Alex
I agree.
Ferguson.
Wait. Mo, you know I agree with you, but unfortunately, I think a lot of people have now been raised on this whole quote unquote
No,
standards
they
thing.
no, forget. That's
They
not
can't
standards.
see- they
Alex
can't see the forest through the
Ferguson.
trees.
Alex Ferguson didn't win the title because Mourinho came in and dominated for 2 years. You didn't see Man City fans saying Ferguson out. This notion, by the way, I'm telling you something.
Yeah,
Even if Pep Guardiola
some-
doesn't win, hold on, Matthias. Even if Pep Guardiola doesn't win the league next season, and he's not favorites to win the league next season, that is okay. Football is not all about this. That's not how football works. You win some,
Yeah,
you
but-
lose some. You win some,
Exactly.
you lose some. That is
Mo,
ridiculous.
let me ask you a question, though, Mo.
Go ahead.
Alex Ferguson, did he go from winning league titles to fighting for top 5? Or did he go from winning league titles to being
Yeah.
comfortably third?
Yeah,
it
Did
was
he win
different
one
then.
game
I'm
in
sorry.
13?
I'm very sorry. I'm
You're
going to
only 3
correct
points
myself.
off third. Come on.
Pep Guardiola, Alex Ferguson in 2003, 2004 lost to an invincible Arsenal. 4-5 lost to Chelsea. 5-6 lost to Chelsea. Then he won the title.
And also
Right.
in between that, the second season they finished third. So Arsenal finished second the season after that when Chelsea won the first time. Then they finished.
What is this?
second next time.
What is I'm
So we have-
giving?
this is-
You
this
are
is
giving. You are. People are saying we're giving Pep one season. Pep is giving you one season.
exactly.
Pep
And also,
is giving you one season. You
and
are
also-
giving Pep one season. What is this?
and
What are we
also,
talking about
He
here?
needs to
if you
fix
look-
this mess
sorry.
that he made.
Mo,
If
that's
you
my
look-
the
wait,
reason why I
fix
want
it.
Pep gone, because
But also,
I don't want him to come back because he
but
will.
also if you look at someone, if you look at Pep,
They know how smart he is. They know. See,
Pep-
the rivals know. They want him out because they're scared of him.
Scared of him,
Pep-
yeah.
sorry, 1 second. Pep is an obsessed.
Hey, no shame in admitting it.
obsessed- Pep is obsessed about sports in general, not just football, sports in general. So if you don't think this man would not spend the whole of summer, especially now that unfortunately he's going through his divorce, and that's really bad, I like again. Well, anyways,
They're
he's now got more
reconciling.
free. He's got more time for now, at least. If you don't think this man is going to obsess to the smallest detail about how he wants his team to play next season, I think City fans are just blindly deluded. And this is the problem, is like, if you're spoilt, like I think, and right now, City fans are getting to the stage of being spoilt. In the same way I say Madrid fans are absolutely spoilt, right? And people say standards, nonsense standards. I think it's become more about point scoring against other fans as opposed to supporting your team.
Yeah. I think it's the whole social
It's
media now.
spoiled.
Because
People are
obviously,
spoiled,
like if
and
you lose a game, you're gonna get bantered by rival fans. I think like the whole thing just become about social media war. But
exactly.
I feel like even with Pep, yeah, I'm okay. I feel like I think what's frustrating most of the fans is he keeps selecting the same players. He keep not picking the same players and the same way of playing. If it doesn't, it feels like nothing is changing. What we watched today against Crystal Palace is what we watched against.
But you don't know what is
Last
happening in
season.
training, Matthias.
That's the
Maybe Nico
thing.
Gonzalez is not good enough. Maybe Kuzanov is not good enough.
But that's
Maybe-
an argument from ignorance. That's an argument from
How?
ignorance.
I watched Nico Gonzalez. He's an okay player. He's not great.
I
Yeah, but
agree,
okay
Mo.
is better than what we have.
Yeah, okay is better than what we've been watching. Okay is better than Bernardo Silva right now.
Maybe Pep
Mo.
Guardiola.
Matthias, you need to tell them about Bernardo Silva.
Maybe
Mo, I'm
Pep
sorry.
Guardiola is the one who's coaching the team, and he's thinking that Nico Gonzalez is not even better than Bernardo and Kevin De Bruyne
Mo,
in the
I'm
middle.
sorry.
I
Mo,
told you,
I'm sorry.
it's
I
like his
disagree
run.
with you. Mo, I disagree with you.
Adam, you're
frozen.
frozen.
No.
Adam, you're frozen. Adam, you're frozen. You wanna
No.
come out and get back in? You're frozen.
Okay.
Okay,
Also,
can I,
sorry.
wait, Olu,
Wait,
Olu, can I ask a question for you, Olu? You say something, let me not forget. Yes, I am spoiled. Okay, so I have been eating a premium steak. Do you want me to start eating steak from the streets? I'm sorry. You know what, City fans? Yes, maybe you're gonna see the plastic side of me. I have been watching trophies all this time. My daughter told me she's leaving City. She's going to leave up because we suck this season. I looked at her, she's 9 years old. I was like, this is what they mean, pure plastic. But anyway, fair play to her. But what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, I've been eating premium steak. So do you want me to allow eating silly steak while I'm still paying my chef premium wages? Because you know what,
So
let me
it's
say
not-
this. I'm saying,
Well,
Olu, do you know what the
wait,
issue
Olu, wait,
with
Olu.
us? I'm telling you, Olu, the issue this season for us, as I said, what hurts me the most is where the team is. You guys are sort of giving Pep a pass, and I'm happy that the rival fans are giving him a pass. He spent in January. Do you know
No,
that?
we are not. Okay, I think that's what you don't understand. We're not. We're criticizing him heavily. That's what you're doing. That's what you're not hearing. That's what you're not hearing. I sit here and I criticize Pep's tactics, using of players, and all this stuff.
Even when we're winning, you do that more.
bro. But the problem is when the people that say we need a change, do you think the change is going to be better than Pep? Not really. It's not going to be better than Pep.
That's why I'm Pep in. I don't think there's
No,
anybody
but
better
no,
out there.
no, but
available.
You're going to get a better manager than Pep.
No, but
There is no one. There is no one in the
I'm
world
sure.
that is better than
I
Pep.
keep asking Adam this question
but
and he
no.
never answers me.
No,
That's
no,
a Jurgen,
no,
but you
Mo,
never
I'm
get
sorry, but I
Jurgen.
disagree with you. No, Mo, I disagree with you. No, one minute. Mo, I disagree with you. The occasions that we have played, the games that Nico G has played, he has played well. Okay, it's not been sensational. Okay.
No, he's been average.
Okay,
like,
yes, Mo, I
bro,
get that.
Adam,
Is he a better DM than Bernardo Silva?
No, but Mo, he's been average, but don't tell me that he's not better than Gundogan or Bernardo Silva, in that DM. Look, no, Mo, the only person I will agree with you if you said, that was better than him in that DM role is Kovacic. But I'm not, look, you can't tell me Bernardo is better than him, in that defensive midfielder role.
Yeah, but where is Kovacic?
Gundogan is not better than him.
I respond to this for a second. Just respond to this. So here's the problem, right? Sometimes we treat it as a game, like FIFA, right? There's also, we don't know what's happening on the training pitch. I think Mo said it perfectly. We don't know if he's not responding to the instructions that Pep is giving him on the training pitch for him to trust them. Because I think the very fact he's playing Bernardo is because I think Bernardo he trusts that he listens to what he wants him to do. Now, whether Bernardo is good enough or not is a different case, right? And as City fans, you've got every right to criticize the performances Bernardo has given. But also, it doesn't change the fact that sometimes players don't make it onto the pitch because the manager will say, I need you to do this, and you're not performing to what you're doing in training. Therefore, I can't risk you in the game. And this is where sometimes we need to also think a little bit deeper than just the fact that this player is not playing. Yeah, you brought Nico Gonzalez. Yes, he's a DM. But maybe he's just not gelled into the team well enough for Pep to want to risk playing him, especially in a game such as this in the semi-final or final. So he's going to put the players that he trusts over the time have listened to his instructions.
Because these set of players, that you need to understand, managers, they like players who follow their game plan. Yeah, the manager will go to every single game with a game plan to win. Players, the reason why we're seeing Bernardo, Gundo, KDB, all these old players that should not be here at this football club week in, week out, and I've said that to Kel and Patrick before, is because he trusts these players. Yeah, he trusts them because they will follow the game plan no matter what happens on the football pitch. Whether we go 1-0 down, 2-0 down, they will follow the game plan until the final whistle. Players like Doku, Savio, or even the new guys, they will not do the same. If we go 1-0 down, they will start, right, okay, we need to attack, and we need to make sure we score a goal, we equalize the game. They will not think they will not think about the 90 minutes. In their heads, right, okay, we've gone 1-0 down, we need to go out there and score a goal. If you guys remember, when we went 1-0 down against Palace today, we were still playing the same type of football. There was no urgency, there was nothing. We were just keep calm. If that was all the players on the pitch, they would start taking risks because it's a cup final. I said it before, from minute 1 all the way until the minute 90, we played this exactly the same. Nothing changed. Why? Because the players that he trusts are the ones that he kept on the game for 90 minutes.
Let me do this. Let me do these super chats. Nafisa saying, "Stay humble, stay humble." Nafisa's an Arsenal fan, of course.
The same.
Stay humble. She's just an Arsenal
hey,
fan.
Hamza's not here. Save it for Hamza.
Mo, when Pep was at FC Barcelona, you said it was Messi, but Messi is a difference maker. But Pep coaches a system that will work against 17 out of the 19 teams you play. He's the best league manager in the history of the sport. I didn't watch the 80s.
I agree.
Like the best league manager that has ever coached in football. He created really an uninvincible system. Like it's a system that fucking works.
He has changed the way the Premier League clubs are playing football,
bro.
Nobody was playing out the back before Pep showed up.
Most of the managers that are in the league now are Pep disciples.
Forget that. I'll tell you how.
Xabi Alonso, Xavi.
Let me do the last one. Guys, I need to do. I need to do the next super chat. Big up Martin, the Mancunian way. Check out
Hey,
the
Martin.
Mancunian way, people. Big up Martin. Today was on Pep and players. No CDM bad. You didn't need a CDM today. That wasn't the problem today. But the problem was scoring. Haaland was shocking. Lamppost. KDB, sorry, done. O'Reilly should have shot from 5 yards. O'Reilly, I don't know why.
He took one too many touches. That was bad.
Well, he wanted. He was turning an 18-wheeler. That only the people in America that know
Is
that.
he the
He was
only
turning
player that you've
an
seen?
18-wheeler.
Yeah,
You know
but
when
is
you.
he
That
the
was a
only
good
player-
chance, though.
Is he the only player that you've seen taking too many touches when they've got
No,
the
no,
chance
no, no,
to shoot?
But he had a chance.
No, that's why I like
was
Martin.
right
He doesn't
there.
do that.
Just strike it with your right foot.
Yeah,
It's very-
exactly.
The goal is right there. It's,
That's been
No,
the story of the
no,
okay,
season.
let me just this. Savio was shocking as well. Referee
Yeah.
shocking the whole day, shocking.
I thought
And
Doku
that's
was
why
bad,
when
too.
I
Both
say
the wingers.
that even if Man City get a good midfield, if they don't get Verts, right? If they get Reinders, the wingers at Man City are not good enough to win the league because the
Okay,
system
We
will
need
work.
overlapping fullbacks. Do you
The
agree?
wingers are
Can I,
not good
can, I,
enough.
can I ask a question more? Has anybody
Because
checked
O'Reilly
Savio's-
only he inverted
has-
in the midfield.
Wait,
He
has,
didn't
any,
overlap.
has
Like he
anybody
has
checked?
been.
Has anybody checked Savio's passport? Is he Brazilian? Because I'm
Who,
starting to think
Savio?
he's not. Yeah, he's not. I'm starting to think he's not.
He
I'm
was at
telling you.
Girona last season, but
No, he's not Brazilian. I'm
Pep-
telling
Pep
you.
took it
Hey,
out of him.
listen.
Bro,
But by the way, we
Wait,
didn't
yo,
speak about
He-
we
he's
didn't
moving
speak
like
about
Anthony.
player. We
He's
never
moving like
spoke, we
Anthony.
haven't
Oh,
spoken
God.
about PFA player of the season, Phil Foden holding
Come
the
on,
bench
you only
in a
came for
cup
5
final.
minutes. You only
That-
came in for 5
that's
minutes. You only
tiring.
came in for 5 minutes. Come on.
But also,
Don't
first of
rage
all,
bait. More, don't rage
Foden's
bait.
not
First of all,
performing this season.
guys. First of all, a certain
Unfortunately.
person
Because if
gas-
Saka in a cup final holds bench, if Salah in a cup final holds bench, if Cole Palmer holds bench in a final after winning, wallahi, there will be hours of streams running and spaces led by Adam, just read by Adam, right? Spaces led by Adam on, oh, they are overrated, they're not good enough. Don't turn your face away. You know what I'm talking about, Adam. You know exactly what I'm talking about, my man. You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You know exactly. There will be hours of spaces of how Saka's overrated, Palmer is
You can,
overrated.
no, I think
You know what I
Hamilton's
mean?
doing a lot of those.
Morgan, you bring that comment up. Somebody said Doku is still dribbling even after the ref.
Also, listen, is it
Yeah, he
me?
did nothing
Wait,
today. Both
is
of the
it me?
wingers were stinky. That was just bad. They both look terrible with no overlap.
Maybe
Come on,
Doku-
come on,
Can
I've
I-
seen a Kanji running down the wing. I'm like,
And-
uh-uh.
and-
And
and-
where is 100 million Jack Grealish triple winner Jack Grealish? What was he hanging out or something?
Wait,
Oh, was he hanging out or something? Was he at the pub?
Jack's leaving. Jack's leaving this season.
Let me ask the rival
I would
fans.
rather seen him in the midfield than Bernardo.
Yeah, let- let-
today.
Let me hold on. Martin, you know exactly what I'm doing, right? Like nobody, because Adam here goes on spaces. They don't give
Yeah, he
excuses,
does,
and
he
he
does.
knows. Look, Martin, you know exactly. Adam here, he's turning his space away. The City fan that runs spaces on Saka hours with Hamza.
Yeah, he does.
Hours, Martin, hours on Saka when he has bad
Even
game.
1 week. Even 1
Hours.
week. Even 1 week.
So Patrick knows.
Foden should be on the
Martin,
team.
that
right now.
happens.
More. I have a question for the rival fans.
Like, listen, people said Foden has like personal issues and stuff like this. People don't give excuses to other players as well. When Salah
I
went
think
to
if he has that
AFCON,
issue, he should be away from the
when
team.
when Salah
Should've
went to
been the
AFCON and lost the final and missed a penalty and he came back and he didn't have a last end of the season, nobody gave him excuses. No one. When the whole country of Egypt was really, really against him and he had a bad time. You remember that time when he came back and he had a bad season? No one gave him
Yeah.
excuses.
And also,
No,
he was
I
playing
actually
against
know
the
what's
guy-
going on
He was
with
playing
Foden,
against
so
the,
I'm not-
he's
but I'm
playing
not
with the
gonna
guy
say
that beat him.
But also,
Exactly.
I mean, can I ask
No,
a question?
Olo, I have a question
What?
for you guys.
Patrick,
Olo, I
Well,
have a-
big up, Martin. You know, I
Yeah.
don't know the facts. All I know
No.
is that if Phil Foden has
Patrick.
issues, to be honest with you guys, if Phil Foden has issues, it is on Pep Guardiola that is still keeping him on the team.
Thank you. This is
Yeah,
what
that's what I've been saying too. I think he should be away from the team while he
Yeah,
If,
sorts
yeah,
out
if
his
Phil
issues.
Foden is
I
having
empathize
issues
with
that
him
we
as a
don't
human
know
being.
about, keep him away from the team.
Yeah, don't. Yeah,
It's
I
on
have a
Pep
question.
Any other
Guardiola.
job, like if you're having outside issues, you should be away from your job to fix
Yeah.
your issues.
I
So
have a question.
I think
I
him
have a
being on the
question.
team is actually making it worse.
I have a question for the rival fans. Can you guys be honest with us? And I think I want to hear it from you guys because I don't want to hear it from City fans because they have. I think some people have got favorites because I think Savinho has been stinking as much as Doku, but just because Savinho is Brazilian, they give him a bit of
Savio, please.
yeah, he
Don't
should
give
have
him Savio.
he should have stayed
Name is
Savio.
Savio.
Anyway,
Savio,
do
Savio.
you guys think these City wingers are that bad?
Yes. I think they're awful.
I actually think
they're awful.
I think your best winger has probably been Nunes, who's not actually a winger.
I think they're
this
awful.
season.
Putting crosses in the box.
So Doku literally is literally almost a one-trick pony at this point. Like you could just watch him square up and you go, I know what you're going to do. You're going to do that stupid leg shimmy.
But it works all the time. So your point is invalid. It works all the time.
But what does it lead to?
Because Haaland, because there's no movement. There's no movement.
He runs into traffic. He doesn't run away
There's
from
also
traffic.
no one crashing the box. Like
but he
it's
runs-
Haaland in the box by himself.
He
So who
runs
is he
into-
passing to? Haaland with
He
three
runs-
guys on him?
My issue is this. He runs into traffic. He doesn't run away from traffic, right? And that's the problem. It's like almost like he wants to do everything by himself. After Savio, I think Man City fans were gaslit into thinking he's better than he is. And again, he's a young player, and we have to give him time to sort of like settle in. But the reality is that I think he was being propped up to be something that, quite frankly, he isn't right now.
They said Real Madrid weekend. That's what they told us.
You know what, Patrick? You know what? I would say this. Maybe right now, the only difference between I think your wingers are good enough for me. Hear me clearly. Are good enough for any top team, but they're young. That's number one. Number two is this. They look dangerous, but there's no final output. And that's where the problem is. But realistically, on the ball, when they're moving with the ball, your wingers look dangerous. They actually do look dangerous. Doku is annoying because I'm like, if he beats the man, you know that something could happen. The point right now is he's doing nothing with the end product. He's doing more without 70% of the time he's going to mess up the last pass. 30% he might make something happen. If he works on that aspect of it, then he becomes a very, very dangerous winger. Because even though he's a one-trick pony, Olu, I'll be honest with you, his dribbling
Can I stop you here?
His dribbling works.
Can I stop you?
It works.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My man, don't ever threaten someone because they show their faces on YouTube. Ever again. Don't ever do this. Ever again. Right? If you are like this, you shouldn't watch the channel. Basically. Don't ever do this, my man. Ever. I don't care if you...
Mods, you know what to do.
If you are watching, don't ever do this, bro. Ever again.
That's absolute disgusting behavior.
Yeah, it is.
Why would you threaten someone because
bro.
he has an opinion? Why would you threaten somebody because he's
don't ever threaten?
Who cares?
No, this will not be tolerated.
Block him, ignore him. Let's just continue.
Yeah, it's done.
Literally a debate show.
It's not fair to Martin.
Sorry. Back to Doku. I'm sorry. There's no difference between Doku and Aaron Lennon to me. They're the same people, except Aaron Lennon cuts outside and he cuts inside.
But Doku is young.
But you see, no. So Wenger always said that by the age of 15, someone's technical level they've reached a technical level, basically. Doku looks like a good dribbler, but I just think that basically, I don't know what it is about him. Like, he just does the same thing every single time. And yes, he might go past the player, but like, you just know what you're going to get. And I think even as City fans, in the same way I'm frustrated when I watch Martinelli touch a football on a pitch. And I'm thinking, I know he's going to run off the pitch all the time. You must be getting to that level with Doku where you're like, yeah, it looks good when he's flicking his legs 3 or 4 times without moving the ball, but he's going to go past the player, he's going to run it off, or he's going to lose the ball, or he's going to run to another player. And it's like, just do something different. Just do something absolutely different. This is why I really don't like him. Like, I think like he is not what... Listen, you guys have had Leroy Sané, you've had Mahrez. Doku is nowhere near the level of those type of players.
He's nowhere near Sterling.
No, people discredit Sterling.
I agree. We need to address the attacking position, especially the wingers. We cannot, if you are going to compete for big trophies, we need ready now. We need players that can deliver now. We don't listen. It's good to get young players. Oh, let's think about 3 years down the line.
No project players.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
you're-
project player, but
What you're missing the most now, what is what I see anyway on the pitch, is you're missing overlapping left back and right back now. Like that's
Hey,
Thank
gone.
you
Mateus.
We haven't
very
had that
much.
in
That's just gone out of
multiple
Manchester
seasons.
City
Thank
now.
you very
Like
much.
that was what was so good about yous. Like,
And you know what? It's mad.
Yeah.
The last
Cancelo
time,
was the last one.
yeah, the last time we had why did he
overlapping leave?
fullback was Cancelo. Yes, I get. Look, okay, yes, I get it. I understand he's had his issues with Pep and all and everything. But
Because then he went to
after
4
him-
center backs, and we were kind of stuck in
no,
that.
but after him
We have 0
leaving,
fullbacks at the club.
we should have found someone, yeah, a similar attribute who has the ability to overlap.
You have generational Rico Lewis. Generational talent, Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis
Are
is
you
not a
blaming
fullback.
Mo?
He's a
Mo.
midfielder.
I'm sorry,
I
Mo, I'm
disagree.
sorry. I don't rate Rico Lewis. Rico Lewis is
Adam,
Rico
I like
Lewis
Gusto.
is not
That's a
good
good
enough.
I think I disagree. I feel like we need a better quality in the final third. Jack Grealish wasn't the most GA type of player, but
Jack Grealish. Jack
had the quality.
Grealish won you the treble.
Yeah, Jack Grealish had
Jack
the
Grealish won you the
quality.
treble.
Jack Grealish was a smart player. He know how to deliver the ball at the right tempo in the box. We don't have that. We've got players rushing into like just put any cross.
You want to talk, by the way?
Bernardo Silva or Mahrez during the treble season, but we don't have that.
We don't have a
need
tempo
some
setter right
quality.
now.
In the final third, we need to add quality, not young players that they can be good within 3 years. We need now.
You want to talk, by the way, about
Sorry, Mo, did I
Haaland's
just throw a
game
hand
here
grenade in there? Sorry.
because
Olo,
you want to
Olo,
talk about
Olo,
Haaland's
hold
being
on,
useful
hold
because
on. Olo, ask the question. Stop.
you know the question I'm going to ask, right? You know the question I'm going to ask. I've asked it before and I've asked it again. And today was a perfect example of it. If you take away the goals from Erling Haaland, is he any better than Andy Carroll?
He's a lazy
Yes.
bugger.
And here, I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why, because I was
He's been
actually
poor
about to
this
get
season.
onto that. You look at Haaland, yeah. If you want to talk about Grealish, about all
He's
his
very
faults,
lazy. Off the
Grealish.
ball, Erling Haaland. I love the guy, but he's
I've
very
won.
lazy.
No, Mateus. You look at Grealish and the treble season. He went onto the far post. Haaland had 1 centre back less on him. People don't talk about that. Haaland had 1 centre back less on him, and if Grealish was completely free, he had a free goal. He didn't have that a lot, but when the actual centre back left Haaland, Grealish got onto it. Look at Man United at Old Trafford. Grealish scored the header because the centre backs were focused on Haaland. Now, who is on that far post? Mike Mush was on the far post in the first half, and Haaland was twice as useful. Then Mike Mush goes off, and Haaland, why do we even have?
Because we don't have players to make run in the box, into the box when that boy's delivered.
We said box crashers.
When we
Foden,
put crosses in
Gundogan,
the
Rodri,
box,
box
when
crashing.
we put crosses in the box, Haaland
We used to have him, but now he's a pensioner.
3 centre halves.
Yeah, this version of Gundogan's not good.
And there is no one in the box, or even the wingers or midfield, make that run into the box for the tap in. Nothing happens.
No one.
Yeah, but I have to say,
that's the tactic.
I want people to understand what Olo have said. What Olo have said is that if Haaland in a game doesn't score, he offers nothing else. He's basically non-existent.
Wait a minute.
We have no one else to score, though. That's the problem.
No, but that's the whole point.
We have
But
no
that's-
one else to score.
you guys misunderstand the
Who
point.
just got here?
In the games that he doesn't score, he doesn't offer anything else on the football pitch.
I'm actually going to agree.
He offers. So if the game goes by him and he doesn't score a goal, you're basically playing with 10 men because he's not there.
Yes.
He doesn't pass, he doesn't run, he doesn't do anything. I am not saying take away his goals, right? I'm not saying take away his goals. We're not going to take away his goals. But in a game like today, when Haaland didn't score, there was nothing from him. Like City had, like basically, he doesn't ask for the ball, he doesn't drop deep to receive it, he doesn't dribble, he doesn't pass, he doesn't do anything. He's surrendering to the defense, and that's it. And they're already at the back.
And also, let me ask you. Wait, what's a
yeah.
So let me explain also the reason why.
I don't think people understand the point. I don't think people understand the point.
People are saying he's a striker. So let's look at the history of strikers, different types of strikers. We had the likes of Suarez, Thierry Henry, Harry Kane, right? Raul,
Benzema,
Ronaldo,
Lewandowski.
Benzema, players who got involved in the game where you can say, actually, despite them, they scored a hell of a lot of goals, but they also contributed to the total structure of a team, right? Then you had the likes of, let's say, like a Van Nistelrooy, and Mo say he doesn't rate him that much. Inzaghi, right? And I put Haaland in that same thing where actually when the game bypasses them, they become a detriment because it feels like you're playing with 10 men as opposed to 11 men. So it's not taking away the fact that he's a striker. And
you can't bounce the ball off him. You can't bounce the ball off him. You can't use him as a decoy. He's just surrendering to the defense, and that's about it.
2 seconds. All you need to look at today is the polar opposite. What did Mateta do in the game?
Exactly.
In the game, stay in the game.
He got the chance for the cross for the goal. That's not what Haaland does.
And the reason why I use
I think people take away Haaland goals. We're not taking away his goals. We're talking about the games when you need something extra if your striker's not scoring. I'm going to give you Lewandowski, for example, at Bayern Munich. Some games he doesn't score, right? But you watch the guy, drops deep, pass, create an assist, create space, go to the winger, occupy different areas. Erling Haaland today, he had that chance in the beginning and he missed the goal. And I was like, okay, does Haaland even play? Can people even bounce off him? Can you at least do something else?
And he took Mamouche off, who runs into the box.
Yep.
And also, I don't understand. And the problem with Pep Guardiola today, he didn't even, apart from Kevin De Bruyne doing a wonder cross first time in the first half, nobody even tried to create anything for Haaland. They were trying to create for the others. But you can't tell me that these players are suddenly not good enough to even put in a fucking
here's what I have a question. Do you think
just put in a fucking cross, like a decent one?
Yeah, nobody in our team is capable of doing that. Our wingers don't cross.
You're telling me that your players are dead, are Ipswich Town level? Like they're not Ipswich Town level. Like,
do you want him to make a pass forward? He doesn't. I can't see what than Bernardo was.
But Kelsey, you can't say
He can't do it anymore. Our wingers don't pass to him. Who was passing the ball to Erling Haaland?
You can't say overnight that these lot, forgot how to, what was it?
Cross.
It's cross. Yeah, let alone cross. Kelsey, on Sunday League football, forget about Sunday League football. When you go to the park, you know how to cross. You're telling me the kids that you see in the park kicking a ball, you're telling me they don't know how to cross? But yeah, you're telling me these professional footballers don't know how to cross, don't know how to create, how to pass.
It's motivation. The team is not motivated.
Still doesn't. I don't think he's finding a way. I think the tactics are just not working this season at all.
How? Okay, suddenly
and I still don't think Pep knows how to use them properly.
Okay,
pick
up empty. I need to do this.
Fluid with it when Haaland was out.
Okay, yeah, we're talking football here. Mancunian is saying 7 games we won with no Haaland, 2 games he's back, no goals. That means no wins.
Wow.
When I said months ago that if you aren't playing to Haaland, if not everyone on the team is serving Haaland, right? And he's not scoring, you're playing with 10 men. Now people are seeing it. The problem with it, you bought Marmoush. Marmoush, as a player, doesn't serve. You watched it today. Marmoush is not a player to serve. He's a player who's direct. He wants to go to the goal. And he had a stinker, by the way. But he isn't going to serve Haaland. He isn't going to serve Haaland. And by the way, Doku is not there to serve Haaland. You watch Doku today. He's trying to cut it and shoot. He's trying to play. Savinho isn't there to serve Haaland. That means Haaland, in this new system that you're both a second striker that wants to score, right? So that second striker doesn't create for Haaland. You know that Kevin De Bruyne, like 2 seasons ago and last season, every time when he came back, he looks up, he looks for Haaland runs. Now, Kevin De Bruyne is looking to pass to Savinho, is looking to pass to Doku, is looking for Marmoush. They're not looking for Haaland.
Yeah,
they're not looking for the guy.
No one is.
But
do you know what is capable of it?
He had
22
touches. He had 22 touches.
But forget all of that. Forget all of that for the moment. Do you know what learned helplessness is? It's an actual psychological phenomenon. Go look it up if you don't know it. Learned helplessness is what Haaland has right now. He is literally, every time we have the ball, why do I run? He runs, doesn't get picked up. You compare to what he did in treble season, off the ball, to what he does now. He doesn't feel bothered. He feels like every time he does something, every time he makes a run, he's ignored. And that's factually correct. He's not allowed to go down the
happened to
wings,
Marmoush,
which
too.
he is very good at. He is very good on the wings. You look at him at Dortmund, on transition, or even in general, he goes down the wings. He goes down the wings, tries to get a crossing. He's a very good crosser. I feel like most people don't watch him at Dortmund if they don't know that. Haaland can do things with the ball other than just shoot.
I said that many times. He's being asked not to. At Dortmund,
Thank you.
Can I tell you guys something?
Guys,
guys, let me just tell you something. Do you know he completed in 90 minutes 5 passes?
Do you know what else Haaland's got in his game? Pace. He's a really, really fast player, and he doesn't run anymore because he doesn't need to. He just hangs around in the box. Like when you used to watch him in Germany, he used to run from the halfway line, and just burn players away.
Yep.
Like, he doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah, but
he was doing
crazy.
Yeah, but remember treble season? That's what he was doing, and even treble season, those moments he was dropping into midfield. And do you remember that? Do you remember that Arsenal game where he dropped into midfield and gave the ball to KDB? He doesn't do it anymore because you're right. I think the system. I think I've said on my channel that the system seems like it's
Patrick,
not catering for him anymore.
Hey, Patrick, does that not go back to the manager?
It is the manager.
Yeah.
This is what we've been saying. Can you not be hearing me? It's
I
fucking.
still think the manager is struggling to use Haaland. Also,
He has literally said he does not get a free pass.
Like, look, Doku's direct, Savia's direct, Marmoush is direct, Kovacic's direct, Foden direct, Haaland direct. All those people are direct players, and what are we doing with them?
It's not the player, it's the manager.
We have all these players, and he's not using them that way because he's so scared of the transition.
I don't want to stay for long, but won a treble 2 years ago, but now players can't cross a ball. Come on, this is so shameless. Even Southampton players can put the ball in.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
It's on the manager and the setup. It's the setup.
I'm sorry to get it, Crash. No, I'm bored of these excuses. Nobody moaned about this football while we're all celebrating trebles and winning 4 in a row. We weren't playing out-and-out wingers then. Now all of a sudden, we're not winning. It's suddenly the wingers. It makes no sense. At all. It doesn't, Alf. What people know it doesn't, because we didn't win the treble playing wingers. We have not played out without wingers for 6 to 7 years.
So Martin, is Maris not a winger?
Who?
Maris.
Riyad Mahrez is a winger.
Alf, Riyad Mahrez hardly played, hence he has to leave.
Yeah, but he was in the treble. He was an option we had.
No, and he hardly played in the treble yet.
We still played him. He was
no under Pep. I'm begging.
Yes.
No.
I
beg people to do research. Beg people to do research.
Wait a minute.
If people don't research what they've got.
Wait, Martin, do you seriously Martin, do you seriously think that this football right now is not outdated and exposed? I think it's outdated and exposed.
No, maybe this season, I agree with you.
No, last season,
no one complained about this football last season.
Well, at the end of
do you know when we won 9 in a row?
Wait. At the four in a row, we started going down a bit, and it was Rodri and Foden who was rescuing us.
Foden played
we won 9
a lot, by the way.
I'm telling you this much.
We won 9 in a row. We won 9 in a row.
I know, but Martin, I'm telling you this: if he plays this football next season, we're not gonna do anything. We're not gonna do anything. I'm telling you.
That's fact.
Right, but Pat, whether you like this or not, or Kelsey or anyone else, if you want out-and-out wingers, you need to change your manager.
No, it's not about the wingers.
I'm not saying I need
I said it.
And I'm sorry. If you want to get, and I'll stand by this. If you want to get rid of Pep, be careful what you wish for.
Wait a minute. Didn't we win Centurion season with Sani and Raheem? What are we talking about here?
Again, 7 years. You're going back 7 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. With Pep Guardiola, we won with fast wingers. What do you mean? What do you mean?
No, I'm
Right,
pushing.
okay, no. I'm sorry, Mo, but this is where it really winds me up.
What, you're not sorry
This
for me.
really winds me up. This really winds me up because, Pat, let's go back to the Centurion season.
Yeah.
We went to Monaco, Lyon, etc., in the
But
Champions
we won
League.
it. But we won it 100
No,
points.
Pat, no. Right, and everyone
Lost.
moaned because, Pat, I did YouTube back then as well. Everyone moaned about us being too open, too expansive. We needed to be more controlled to win the Champions League. Now, all of a sudden, we go and get control, we win the treble, one bad season, and everyone wants to go back 7 years. I don't mind going back a year or two. We're going back 7 years
I'll go back
to
a year.
prove a point.
But Martin, there
I don't
needs to be a
understand it.
balance. There needs to be a balance. And we don't have a balance.
Right, Alf, did you celebrate the treble?
Yes.
Why wouldn't he say?
But why?
Because he's
No,
a
it was.
City fan.
It was.
What?
Was it boring control football?
Yeah,
No.
but Martin, that was in the moment. You
It
you
was
can't-
for part of it.
Yeah.
It was in like December, January. That was
yeah,
part
but
of
also, but also that was in the
then he
moment.
changed
like,
it, and it was.
and,
it
and now
won,
you look,
and it was more
and
fun.
now you're sort of looking at we're now looking at things with hindsight, right? Which
Thank you very
don't
much.
get me don't get me wrong,
Because the
like
squad's aged out. The squad's aged out.
so
That's
that's
all.
fair.
It's aged out.
That's fair. I think the
But
squad has
then,
aged
Martin,
out.
who does the
and I
blame go back to
agree.
if it's not the club and
Let
and
Olo
Pep?
ask. Let Olo ask. What is Olo going?
I've totally forgot.
But we know we know there's a rebuild. We know there has to be a rebuild. We know there is a
Oh, he's in the
he's
tunnel.
in-
He's
rebuild
in the
coming.
He's in the tunnel.
Actually, look, Martin, I got a question for you, and this is me being shameless. And Kelks, you already pulled me out in this. At the start of the season, and I asked
Oh,
about
God.
Gundogan coming back, and I said, "Are you happy with it?" And you said to me, "Yes." And I warned you about it. Can you now say I was
Is that
wrong?
the face of denial?
In the tunnel, he didn't hear me. That's fine.
No.
No worries. Anyway, sorry.
Still in the tunnel.
He's in the tunnel. You are in the tunnel. We cannot hear you.
The plan. Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I know the point you're making. So if
Right.
you lose connection, I can make it. I think you lost the plan.
The plan
Okay,
for Gundogan was not to play 50 games.
But
Yeah.
okay,
That's
that's
not
true.
the point.
Well, my
He was
point.
meant
My
to play
point.
like cup games, like
my
Leighton
point-
Orient. That's the game you want Gundogan to play.
Well,
Maybe
my
10, 15
point-
minutes in the game. Yeah, you know, that kind of stuff.
Well, my point at the time was that
I've told you that before.
But my point was at a point. So my point at the time was that if something was to go wrong with Rodri, or was to go wrong, will you be fine with playing him, right? And it was. I think there was still the sort of euphoria of him coming back, and it was like, yeah, of course, like he's the guy who's won in the past. And I remember at the time I said a year away from the Premier League is a long time, and players struggle to come to play at the age of 20. To do that to a 30-something-year-old person, it's harder. Right, he's gone to Spain where he's played control football. He's had the issues over there and coming back. And listen, I'm playing like I'm right now. I'm just doing the whole I got I told you so, which is nonsense. Like the reality is that it doesn't really matter to me. I'm just messing around with you. But I do think that to Martin's point, there needs to be a big rebuild for Man City. If I was a City fan, and thankfully I'm not, actually should I have said that out loud. If I was a City fan, yes, the challenge for the club this season is going to next season is, can you rebuild a team? Now, whether it's bringing back traditional wingers, whether it's figuring out a way to have these players bring a little bit more quality, like that's on the team and the management team to figure out. However, there does need to be a massive clear out of Man City. And I think, especially midfield, it has to be brutal. Like I think Man City's midfield is so in need of surgery that I think City fans are now starting to see how bad, or maybe you have seen it over the season, and maybe you've been a little bit complacent about it. But now I'll say, like, almost all the midfielders need to be replaced at Man City, and that's when you think about it.
I've been
That's
saying
crazy.
that all season. I've been a brokered record on that.
But
Anyway,
that's the
it's,
reason we're buying 3 midfielders, though.
that's what, and that's. You guys think you're gonna beat Bournemouth and Fulham?
I think we'll beat Bournemouth. I think we'll draw Fulham.
So you'll have
You know what it
70.
is, yeah?
So you'll have
Mo,
60.
See it being
Hold on.
reversed.
Mo, I think
68.
we'll
You're
draw.
gonna have 69.
Yeah,
Mo,
but we
I
have
think
the
we'll draw
superior goal
against
difference over Villa and Chelsea, so
Mo.
that kind
Honestly,
of gives us an
I
edge in
think
the
we will
race
draw
with both of
the
them.
Bournemouth game, and somehow, by the grace of God, we win that Fulham game. But I think
How
that Bournemouth game we
detrimental
need to
is this
draw.
for City if you don't make Champions League football?
I think it's very
ruins us
damaging. You
It's
because
can't work
embarrassing.
it's our
goodbye.
future.
Worse won't
Tom.
come with no Champions League.
It's our future. It's our close-term future ruined, isn't it? Because next season we're not getting Rangers, we're not getting Words, we're not getting Gibbs White even.
That's
If
your
we
point
don't
about
get,
Conference League too.
yeah, we play Conference League. We're not getting some of the players we desperately need right now. If we don't get Champions League, back in I don't remember when was the Feyenoord game. Was it October? I believe it was October. Back then, I said we will struggle to get Champions League. And I said, we probably will go trophyless. Then people said I was stupid, but now I'm proven correct. I don't want to be told you so, but I'm just saying. The reason I wanted Pep out since then is because I thought if we don't get Champions League, our future, which goes past when Pep leaves, could be in jeopardy. Lots of these players will not come if we don't get Champions League. So next season, will it be better? Almost certain.
No, that's not
But-
right. Reinders will still join your club. Maybe Verts will not join. But
Rangers has no Europe right now, so I think even
but
if it's
he'll get
Europa,
better
he would
offers.
come for
Reinders
that.
is
That's better
in
than no Europe.
seventh place Milan, so he's better. Like play for City is better than
Yeah,
play for
but
Milan.
he'll get better offers than
No, he won't.
Europa League City.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry, but
Heck,
the
who?
Premier League,
Who else
the
is
Premier
going
League,
for him?
the Premier League is still one of the most sought after leagues to play in. Like
Respect.
just the Premier League itself, and in Man
I
City
think
with
you're
your
also
recent
forgetting how much wages Man City pay.
yeah, and your recent history as well. Like I'm sorry, even with that,
What are you trying to say?
Oh, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Calling
City,
them gold diggers?
you know what it is. City fans are so. You guys are so spoiled, which is a good thing. Like you're so spoiled with winning that you even look at players and like, oh, they won't come play for the we don't have Champions League. Don't lie to yourself. First and foremost, he's going to be making double what he makes, where he's coming from salary wise, moving to a bigger city. He's going to be playing for a club that already has won a lot of things in the last 10 years. Whether it's Pep, let me finish. Whether it's Pep that is your manager or they make you the manager, he'll come to that club. Don't be fooled.
Spot on, Dayo.
I don't know why you guys play these games.
Preach, mate. Preach.
Listen,
I
think
just
you
think
guys,
for Verts he wouldn't come, but I think the other two still would.
Even Verts, right? Let me say this about Verts. As much as you all rate him, right, and say, oh, Verts is Bayern, is this, is that, is this, is that, you need to understand that your owners are some of the best owners of a football club in the last 10 years and how to run it. If they want to get Verts, they will get Verts. They will offer him what they need to pay him, and they will let him know, look, whether it's Pep or whichever manager is coming in, he's going to get playing time. And realistically, like, what are you going to, as a football player, do you think football players are only just looking at Champions League? Some football players want legacy. You know what? If they're rebuilding City, I want to be the one that takes them into the next Champions League and win it. Some players want to come and do that. Why don't you think players have that drive? You think until the club qualifies, that's the only time players want to come there. Let's not be fooled.
No, but every player is different. Every player is different in what they value. Some players just want to go win trophies, and I don't care. Some players want to have a legacy. Some players just want to make money. Every player is different in that regard.
But again, City is one of the few clubs in the history of football that we've had in the last few years, the last 20 years, outside Real Madrid, that has everything that you've mentioned: creating a legacy and winning trophies. What's it called? Paying good salaries. He's in a good city. Like, what else are you? Yeah, you literally have all the elements.
Too far.
No.
You said good city. You took it too far.
Yeah, Manchester.
Whoa! Don't you dare come after Manchester. Whoa! Don't even play that game with me.
London.
There's good better.
I didn't even go
London's
there.
a shithole. I wanna go home.
I'm sorry, I can't even understand what you're saying.
There's good, better, best. Don't worry about that. That's why I said
Okay, of course.
Sorry, Mo, I'm back now. I just want to ask this before I go.
Yeah.
Can I ask
you? No. I want to ask a question before we go on. Because I know that Kmack has to go and start the show. How would you guys feel? Because Kevin De Bruyne just came out and said that he would like to stay in England. Would you guys feel betrayed if he goes to an Arsenal or Liverpool or Chelsea?
No, it's okay. No. It's his family and he can go.
He spoke about his kids. he spoke about his kids and he has young kids and England, his preference and stuff like this.
It's up to him. We will clap hands for him. We're not one of those fans. We're gonna boo him. If he goes to Liverpool, fair play to him. He goes to Arsenal, Newcastle. Go ahead, KDB.
No, Pat. No one in that stadium will clap him if he puts on Liverpool or anyone. Don't do that, Pat.
It's his life. Let him go enjoy.
No,
Let Liverpool fans enjoy KDB.
Oh, you're blaming the guy. You don't want to renew his contract. You're blaming him.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But you ask James Milner if he gets a nice warm reception when he comes back to the Etihad. He never did.
The question is, do those teams want him? Because my God, the stinkers you're putting up, my brother.
No, but I promise you, if he makes a deal with the team and they offer him like a 2-3 year, he will join. He will join. They will take him.
Offering him 2-3 years.
He's only 33. He's
Did you hear Salah? Salah said we put space
he just
for him.
had his hamstring surgery. Like that's
Well,
really
we've
hard to
got
bounce
space
back
for
from
him.
Well,
at his level at that age.
Salah
It's
says
knowledge,
we
not
put
the
space for
age.
him.
Oh, we've got space for KDB. Don't
You
worry.
said Salah
We've
is
got
my-
space
Yeah, but
for him.
hang on a
At
minute.
400k
Are
a
you going to
week, I
pay
don't
him?
think so.
They're not paying him 400k a week.
He's not.
No,
He's not. He's gonna lower his wages because remember, if he goes to Napoli, he has to. Because Napoli are in negotiations with him, Inter are. How much do you think these clubs will pay for him?
He just wants
He's
to
not,
play football.
hang on, he's not asking for 100 grand, Mo. He's going to
Yeah,
want
but
at least 250.
No.
I'm telling you, 200k, and he's going. Anyway.
Martin, KDB just wants to play football because he wants to play the World Cup. He said it himself. He wants to play the World Cup. He's going to get smaller wages.
Right.
And he's not going to go to MLS. He's not going to go to MLS.
So, Pat, that was the case. He would have accepted the offer City gave him that Monday.
I don't know. We're gonna have to.
If it wasn't about money.
I think City want him gone. I think City want a fresh, creative midfield.
Well, whatever suits the agenda, I understand that.
Look,
let me do this.
Didn't they say the club can renew his contract? I think Pep would have wanted him to stay.
I want to hear Martin's question, and then we just get out of here.
I'm just no. Listen, and it's people's opinion. I don't get this. City don't make Champions League and the club's finished bit. Liverpool have a season out.
I think it'll be difficult to.
But did Liverpool not have a season out? Arsenal have had seasons out. Yeah. I don't get this. We're not going to buy anyone.
Martin, I'm going to tell you the honest truth right now, Martin. We are not.
No, you're going to give me Alf.
We are not a big club like them.
What?
We are not a big club. Historically speaking, we are not a big club. Young players growing up, they are growing up with Man City as a big club. Rangers did not grow up with Man City as a big club, did he now? Let's say it's honest.
I disagree. I disagree with that. So
that's because, with all fairness, because Alf's so young, he doesn't know about City's history.
Yeah. And also Martin and I's generation.
With respect,
Martin and I's generation, maybe that would have applied to, right? When it was like the sort of older, the Mackens and so on and so forth, like the older guys, right? King Cladzes. But most young players who've grown up watching this City team, you can remember, most of them would have been 10, 11 at a time when City was starting to come really good. They've grown up between City being that. I mean, a lot of fans probably don't even know a bad version of Man City. They don't know a Division 1, Division 2 version of Man City, right? Because that doesn't exist to them. So I disagree with that. And also, you look at Arsenal, we signed Ozil and we're outside the Champions League. Don't think that you guys cannot still buy players of top
also you
quality.
have fucking Pep Guardiola, bro. You don't understand. When Pep Guardiola calls a player and asks to join the club, that is a massive thing.
Martin, do you
yeah,
like
but
that?
Mo, half the fan base want him out.
Listen, man,
because as Dayo said, we've become entitled, spoiled brats, and we haven't got the face to admit it.
Okay, so who cares? What does that change about whether that's true or not? Whether we're entitled or not doesn't change whether it's something we say or not is true. Like, come on, that's got nothing to do with anything we say.
What you're saying,
I want to give an example. I want to give an example. Example, just for you specifically. You signed Robinho when you guys were nowhere near the level of what you are right now.
Then they signed Aguero before they even win a Premier League title in the new era.
And David Silva.
Vincent
Company signed before takeover.
The list goes on.
Yes, but
I know, but what am I defending Man City for? What's wrong with me? What's going on to me
Yeah,
today?
what is wrong with you?
We're being reasonable.
No. Let me answer that. Let me answer that. If we get Champions League next year, we can go back to winning trophies immediately, competing immediately. I'm not saying win the league title immediately, because I think Liverpool will be very good next season, better than this season. But we will be able to compete immediately again if we get that Champions League. If we don't get Champions League, it will take a bit longer to get back to that level.
Okay, so no. So it's funny you say this, right? There is a difference between a team. You're talking about Pep Guardiola. Even if he has a year out of the Champions League, are you saying Pep is not going to be able to get back into the Champions League the year after? We're talking about the greatest manager of the last 15 years. Like, what are we doing here? Like, what kind of, like, this is why I said you're like a lot of City fans are so entitled that they feel like they have to be there. The thing about it is this: if Pep needs a season to rebuild and rebuild a solid squad like he did when he first came in 2016, 2017 to your club and did not win anything in that first year, and then just went on in the next year to do a madness. So a year out, we've seen Klopp.
This is weird.
Can I ask one question before I go?
Go on, Kmack, ask the question.
So it's crazy that you guys. I mean, it's your
Can I
club.
ask one question before I go to the Man City fans? And please give me your honest opinion. Yeah, your honest answer. What if you got relegated for the Chargers? Are you going to stop being a fan? Like,
no, that's completely separate.
No, why would we stop being
so
fans?
what's the difference? What's the difference? You're just a year out. Like, you're just a year out.
No, but you don't get it.
Like, just be a fan.
Like,
support your
most
club,
of my
no matter
life.
what.
But most of my life, Man City has been winning trophies. But when I first became a Man City fan, Man City wasn't winning trophies yet. I was expecting Club Brugge, my Belgian team, to win a trophy before Man City. It was the other way around. But, well, you get my point. It was the other way around for me in my personal experience. Man City went on to win a trophy first. I did not expect that. What I expect from Man City is to always try our best and to play to our resources, to play to what we spent. We spent 200 million in January, and we possibly don't get Champions League. I personally still think we do. I think we'll get it narrowly. I think we'll get Champions League. But I think we should be comfortably in Champions League with the resources we have spent. If we get relegated because of 115, or we simply don't have the resources that we have now, I won't ask win the league title of Man City if we have, like, I don't know, the budget of Crystal Palace. Like, that's unreasonable.
I need to end the show, but I'm gonna burst your bubble, my man. Here,
No,
next season, bro, you will be a title challenger, regardless if you're in Champions League,
100%.
Europa League, Conference League, out completely. It doesn't matter. Season starts, Man City are title challengers. Winning it or not, that is a different story. You aren't gonna be like Chelsea.
Do you know what? Do you know what's amazing, man? The rival fans have more faith in the club than our own fans do. I'm amazed by it.
It's the same thing for their
I'm
club.
amazed
We
by
have more
it.
faith in Liverpool this season than a lot of their
Because
fans.
we're in pain.
No,
Martin, we're in pain. We're in
No,
severe
no,
pain.
No. You know what? Sorry.
Well, stop. It's one bad season.
When
One bad
Arsenal
season.
guys, when Arsenal lost to
Oh
PSG,
my god!
I turned on YouTube and everyone who was not an Arsenal fan was ripping it to us. You guys lose one FA Cup and we're the one doing therapy for you. What's going on here? Get a grip, man.
It's emotional
Get a
right
grip.
now. Is that a crime?
Get a
Now, for
grip.
me,
We could.
I
Do you know
just
that Eze scored? You know Eze scored and say laughing at us. Do you know that's what
Hey, I don't
Crystal
blame-
And you
Palace-
deserve
He
it.
was
You
I don't
deserve
laughing.
it.
blame him.
Olu, do you know what? He wasn't smiling. He was laughing. He was like,
Yeah, but
he was laughing.
Hey,
he did that against
Patrick, you know the
Tottenham.
truth is, we're the laughing stock.
No, you
Hey,
aren't.
man. Let them have their laugh now. Next season, they'll all be crying again.
No, you know, AJ, I just
Oh my god, what is this? You
I
guys
think
are
so.
really acting like
Well,
you're spoiled. What
Spoiled.
is this? Anyway, let me do this super chat so we can get out of here, guys. It's the last thing. If Man City don't get UEFA Champions League, Premier League will be in trouble. I agree. I think Man City, if you don't get Champions League, you will win the Premier League.
I
Mo
think
is loving
right
this
now,
crash out. I'm not loving the crash out, but it's a good
No.
debate. It's a very good
No.
debate.
well, how much right now Pep is in a dark room just thinking about all the tactics he's going to unleash on the Premier League next season. So you guys,
Yeah,
we're not ready. He's sat down,
I'm praying that
losing his mind.
Olu, I'm praying that he gets angry and just resigns and leaves. That's how
hope
much
so.
he's afraid of Pep.
Yeah, that's what I'm
telling you.
hoping as well.
Like
That's
you
what I'm
guys are
hoping.
here talking about this guy, and I'm literally praying that Pep just goes home and says, "I'm done. I'm leaving." Like,
Yeah,
I don't want to face him next season. I don't want to have
Me
him.
too.
Let me,
I don't wanna face him
I
either.
told you,
Uh,
the one person I
Mac,
would never.
go
I
start
would
your
never.
show.
Okay, I don't want to
What-
face a wounded animal.
Let me say this.
We'll
Let
do
me
it
say,
later anyway.
sorry, Olu, let me say this.
Here we
Olu,
go.
let me say this real quick.
Okay.
If Pep says tomorrow morning, I am leaving, I'd rather go coach another team. I will fire Arteta and take Pep immediately. If I'm the owner of Arsenal, that's
Without
how
a shadow of a
much.
doubt.
I would be crying.
I
You don't even understand. That is
Pep
how
in.
much like I rate Pep. And then when I
Bro,
hear you guys
bro.
talk about him, I'm just shaking
I
my
need
head
to
like,
do the two super
Bro,
chats. We can
Figo,
get out of
Figo.
here. Wallahi, I need to.
Me and Mo.
Mo wants to go to sleep.
What? Sorry. Me the first time me and
Bro,
Mo
it's
started talking,
12:40
right?
in the morning. I've been awake since early.
The first time me and Mo first started talking, right? I predicted Arsenal win the league. That's the year we bottled this, right? And I said to Mo, I said, from the rest of my life, the one person I will never doubt in my life ever again is Pep Guardiola. Don't care.
I don't think he's
bad
gonna
he
win the
is.
league next season if he doesn't sign like
I
difference
don't-
makers.
I don't care. I'm still not
Like
going to.
different City need difference makers. When I mean
He's
difference
gonna-
makers,
but I won't doubt him.
I will
I
never
would-
doubt him again.
yeah, I don't
I
doubt
will
him that he
never
was
doubt him
talent.
again.
Because Mo,
Ever
Uh,
again.
Mo, we've seen Pep sign players. They are like, Gavardiol, yeah, okay, but Gavardiol is a good. He's looks way better on the
But
Pep.
Gavardiol was
No, hold on.
phenomenal.
Oh no. But what I'm saying that we've seen him sign players that are just okay. Hey, they're good. They're not. But then in his system, because you don't know what system Pep is bringing next season. We don't
I
know.
don't know. Yeah, you're right about this. I don't
In
know.
his
Like,
system, he might have a new system next season with
Uh,
particular players, and all of a sudden, City just look like a machine again. And this is what I'm afraid of.
the Echeverry minutes were huge. They weren't
Yeah.
pretty minutes. They were, I've seen your talent. Please save us minutes. Odds of loan are much less likely now. We'll see how it goes, to be honest with you, Echo Falls. I'm not sure if Echeverry is your savior yet. He's too young to be your savior.
How
Lee
old
is
is
in,
Echeverry? 19.
is 19. 1 year, mega hangover, a lot of changes. Next year, recharge. Big up, Lee. Thank you so much. It's 5:40 a.m. in my country, Mo, in the stream. I will end the stream.
Wow.
Listen,
Hey,
one
bro.
last thing before we go. One last thing. If you take away the goals, is
Oh God.
Haaland any better than Ricketts? Michael
He's like-
Ricketts and Clifford Bolton.
Oh my God. Anyway, guys, I will see you guys tomorrow, but don't go
You're gonna
anywhere.
die
Go
on that
support.
hill.
Go support Mac on his channel. He's talking Liverpool, Frimpong, and Verts, and all the stuff. I'll see you guys tomorrow on my channel early for big news of transfers for Liverpool with Verts and all the other things as well. And we're out of here, people. Thank you for everyone that joined us. Adam, great debut. Alf, great debut as well. Thank you, Patrick, for
Thank
joining.
you.
Olo, Dayo, Kelk, Martin as well, and Matthias. It was absolutely, his name is Matthias. Absolutely
Mateus, yeah.
fantastic. Is absolutely fantastic and brilliant. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hit the like button before you go. We're very close to 300 likes, and we're out of here, people.